hand and foot surgery. They have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can expect to receive exceptional care from dependable doctors and remain local. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone Joint and Sports Surgeons at nwiabone.com, a department of Spencer Hospital.
Good evening and welcome to the Spencer Tiger Fieldhouse, where the Tigers are hosting the Harris Lake Park Wolves this evening in a non-conference doubleheader. I'm Mark Magnuson. You're tuned in to Spencer Tiger Basketball. Thanks for joining us here on News Radio 102.5 AM 1240 KICD and streaming online at KICDAM.com. Let's jump right into our starting lineups, and we'll begin with the visitors from Harris Lake Park. The Wolves open the season with a 51-36 loss against GTRA back on the 24th. And then on Tuesday night, it was an 74-18 loss to Akron Westfield. So HLP looking for its first win of the season. The Spencer Tigers are 1-1. The Tigers a 62-41 win, the first time out against Lamar's. And then on Tuesday night, that close loss by just 3 points, 60-57 to Sioux City East. So in the starting lineup tonight for the HLP Wolves, a 5'6" junior, number 22, Ava Rashi. A 5'5" junior, number 24, Tessa Gunderson. A 5'9" junior, number 32, Zella Ingham. A 5'3" senior, number 34, Emma Seidels. And a 5'9" sophomore, number 54, Allison Wallace. For your Spencer Tigers, 1-1 overall. And the Tigers starting lineup tonight, 5'3" sophomore, number 1, Jada Piercy. 5'4" junior, number 10, Lexi Johnson. 5'7" junior, number 15, Allison Piercy. 5'10" senior, number 23, Peyton Cooper. And 5'7" senior, number 25, Olivia Ermiter. Leading scorer for the HLP Wolves so far this season has been Zella Ingham at 6 points per game. Ava Rashi and Tessa Gunderson each averaging 5 points per game. Ingham has also been the leading rebounder with 5.5 rebounds per game. Ava Rashi, the assist leader, at 2.5 per contest. Leading scorer for the Tigers so far has been Lexi Johnson at 17 points per game. Allison Piercy, 14.5. Jada Piercy, 13.5 points per game. We will pause now for the national anthem. When we come back, it's tip-off between the Tigers and the Wolves here on KICD Radio.
At Northwest Bank, it is our goal to develop a personal relationship with each of our customers. We deliver exceptional customer service, and we provide customized accounts to meet your individual banking needs. Our banking specialists truly care about your experience at Northwest Bank and provide fast and friendly service each and every time you visit. We're proud to be a leader in the communities we serve, and we look forward to being here for you throughout each stage of your life. Northwest Bank is commitment you can bank on. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, this is John Curran, Field Operations Manager with Mid-States Builders. At Mid-States Builders, we have local, experienced personnel dedicated to providing the best possible experience for our customers. In business since 1947, we employ over 20 people that live, work, and play right here in Northwest Iowa. We take pride in our ability.
Awkward. Do I look familiar? I should. You might remember me from here. Here. Or maybe even here.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
It can actually be a perfect moment to reach out to a friend and ask if they're okay if they seem down.
It doesn't matter how you say it.
You all right?
Everything's okay?
All G?
You all right, girl?
You cool?
You bugging dog.
Just show you're there for them.
Go on, Kelly. Susie Awkward.
Hey, you haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Win number 2, HLP 0-2 on the season, looking for win number 1. I mentioned just before the national anthem, Lexi Johnson has led the way scoring the basketball for the Tigers so far, 17 points per game. Olivia Ermiter and Jada Piercy leading the way on the glass, 6.5 rebounds per game. And Allison has been the Tigers' knockdown three-point shooter here in the early going. Allison Piercy, 46% from three-point range thus far. It will be Peyton Cooper to jump for Spencer, Zella Ingham for Harris Lake Park, and it is Peyton Cooper winning the tap, and it's back to Allison Piercy. Tigers with the basketball to begin. Jada Piercy down the right side of the lane. Tough shot, all kinds of contact. And the ball goes out of bounds, but I believe there was a foul called against HLP. And now we're getting it sorted out over at the scorer's table. It was a pushing foul against Zella Ingham. That is her first personal. Tigers to inbound the basketball. Open Allison Piercy for three. That rims out no good. There's a fight for the rebound, and coming up with it, Allison Wallace, the 5'9" sophomore for HLP. The Wolves run the floor, and laying it in is Zella Ingham. What an outlet pass that time from Allison Wallace to Ingham for the lay-in. Spencer Tiger basketball with Harris Lake Park taking the early 2-0 lead. Lexi Johnson for three, and it's good from the left side. Lexi, with a little bit of a jab step, decided still had enough space to take the shot. Tigers go for the steal, get it. Peyton Cooper will lay it up and in after she comes up with the steal. Peyton coming from deep like a free safety that time to get the takeaway, as she usually sets up at about mid-quarter in the backcourt of the Tiger press. And now Spencer again trapping near mid-court, and a traveling violation called against HLP. So back-to-back turnovers to give it to the Spencer Tigers, and this is the exact game plan for the Tigers in talking with Coach Stevenson pregame to speed things up, get the pace of this game lifted, and see if the Tigers can cause some problems defensively with the pressure. So far, Spencer has built up a 5-2 lead, and the Tigers have the basketball now with Olivia Erminer over to Jada Piercy in the middle of the floor. Jada finds her sister Allison on the right wing. Allison looking inside for Peyton Cooper. That's not there. Tigers reverse it. Open look for Jada Piercy. That's too strong and rebounded by Allison Wallace. Jada has not seen her three-point shot drop as frequently as she would like so far this season, 21% from long range. I'm sure that number will only climb as the season moves along. Spencer on the defensive end in the half court right now, and it's Rashi on the dribble near midcourt. Jada Piercy hounding her. Rashi does eventually make it to the right elbow, and a 5-second call. The call as Jada Piercy, with some outstanding pressure defense on ball, gets the 5-second call from Rashi, who just needed to get that ball away just about a second earlier. And the Spencer Tigers will take over after the third turnover for HLP. Lexi Johnson off a double screen, open look for three. It's off the left side, no good. Spencer Tigers running a set play for Lexi there to get an open look near the top of the arc. Now a pull-up three-pointer in semi-transition for Allison Wallace. That's no good. Spencer the rebound through Jada Piercy. Jada, I mentioned, one of the Tigers' leading rebounders despite her stature as the Tiger point guard. Lexi Johnson sets up Peyton Cooper inside. Peyton's shot is up and she's fouled. No good on the shot. She will go to the line for two. First free throws of the game with 2 minutes and change played here in the first quarter. Spencer leading 5-2. Foul was called on Tessa Gunderson, her first. So Peyton Cooper steps to the line with the Tiger fans quiet, and the free throw up and no good for Peyton Cooper. HLP fans across on the opposite side of the gym. I see the HLP boys team has arrived as well, ready for our second game of the night. Second free throw good for Peyton Cooper, as HLP will inbound the basketball against the Tiger pressure. Making the way up the floor, HLP had broken the Tiger pressure, but then threw the pass too tall, looking for Allison Wallace, and it ends up over the end line, out of bounds. Tigers will take over after the fourth turnover by the Wolves. 5:40 left to play here in the first quarter. Spencer with the basketball and a 6-2 lead. Allison Piercy on the right wing. To Peyton Cooper at the free throw line. Down the lane, tough shot as she split two defenders. No good. Jada Piercy the offensive rebound. And now Spencer will reverse it to Lexi Johnson on the right side. Lexi thought about a really long three-pointer, instead starts to drive. Rashi couldn't quite get in front and is called for the blocking foul. So for Ava Rashi, that will be her first personal, third team foul for HLP. And now the Tigers to inbound the basketball, but first a substitution made. It's a forward for forward substitution. Haley Behrens comes into the game. Peyton Cooper heads to the bench. Peyton has been very active in this game early on. Might already need a quick breather. As the Tigers inbound the ball, move it around the perimeter. On the right side with Allison Piercy. Looking in the post for Ermitter. Now to Behrens at the free throw line. Steps through, starts to drive, finds Ermitter. Picks up her dribble, and Olivia Ermitter steps on the... and her heels on the end line. First Tiger turnover with 3 minutes gone. Now Spencer gets the steal. Allison Piercy to Jada, who lays it in and is fouled. Allison Piercy getting the steal and kind of spun around and made the pass all in one motion. And not surprised she knew where her sister was going to be, but Jada was making that cut to the rim. Allison finds her. Jada lays it in, and now she's at the free throw line where she completes the three-point play. So Jada with the basket and the free throw. Her first points of the night give the, not an official, I guess it would be the assist to Allison Piercy, but she also got the steal before that. As the Tigers defend the baseline jumper from HLP, that's no good. Spencer gathers the rebound. Now up ahead to Allison Piercy, kicks it across, wide open look for Lexi Johnson. She buries the three-pointer. Lexi Johnson with her second made three of the game. She has 6 points. And HLP wants a timeout with the Tigers jumping out in front 12-2. 4:31 left to play first quarter here on KICD Radio.
Nobody likes an awkward silence, but you can actually use it for something good.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
At Riverview Terrace Assisted Living in Spencer. Ask for Carrie at 712-262-5932 and check them out online at stlukelh.com.
.431 remaining in the first quarter. Spencer 12, Harris Lake Park 2. The Wolves trying to set up their press break now, inbounding the basketball against the Tiger pressure. Tessa Gunderson inbounds it to Ava Rashi. Rashi bringing up the right side of the floor. Tigers double her. She gets the pass away to Zella Ingham. Now Ingham dribbles into a dead end. 2 Tigers there. Ball is thrown away. Spencer comes up with the steal. Olivia Ermitter takes it away to Lexi Johnson, ahead to Allison Piercy, who lays it in. And the Tiger defense turns into offense. And Spencer will set up the pressure again here, leading 14-2. Tall pass thrown long, and it's intercepted by Haley Behrens, looking like Deion Sanders there, going up to take it away. Now Jada Piercy to an open Lexi Johnson for 3. Short offensive rebound. Behrens puts it up. That won't go. Jada Piercy gets the rebound, and the Tigers will keep the basketball. Good offensive work on the glass for the purple and gold. Lexi Johnson already has knocked down 2 wide open threes. That time came up just short on the three-point shot. Lexi has been a 25% three-point shooter thus far on the season. With the 2 makes tonight, she is already up to 5 made threes on the year. As Spencer will inbound the basketball to Allison Piercy, Maddie Maroney, and Mo McDermott have come into the game. Also Matea Lowe. So 3 new Tigers into the game as Allison Piercy attacks the basket. No good, gets her own rebound and lays it in. Allison was the quickest to jump up for that rebound, and she made Harris Lake Park pay for it with the putback. Tigers nearly get the steal at midcourt. Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touched by Harris Lake Park. So Spencer will get the ball back right at midcourt as the Tigers knock it away from the press break of HLP. On the dribble now, Mo McDermott with 3:28 left to play first quarter. Tigers lead 16-2. Lob inside to Behrens, the catch and the lay-in. The perfect pass over the top from Allison Piercy, and Haley Behrens with a good seal at the rim, able to keep the defender away and go up for the lay-in. Here's Ingham ahead to Wallace. She'll take the baseline jump shot. Too strong. Offensive rebound HLP. Outside jumper from Rashi won't go. And Spencer gets hands on the basketball. Maddie Maroney with the defensive board, who finds Mo McDermott, and then Mo in some traffic had the ball knocked away, and HLP comes up with the steal. Now Ava Rashi in the front court. Tried to pass it back to Gunderson. That will go all the way in the backcourt. Haley Behrens first to it. She will lay it up and in. Almost like a pass to Haley Behrens because she was the quickest to react to that and then had a lead pass out in front of her. She tracked it down and then laid it in. Matea Lowe goes for the steal. Got a hand on it. HLP saves the pass. And the layup no good from Delaney DeBoom, the 5'10" freshman. Tigers run the floor after the defensive rebound. Allison Piercy all the way to the rim and has the ball stripped as she goes up for the layup attempt. Emma Seidels will check into the game for Allison Wallace. Allison Piercy leaves the game for the Spencer Tigers. Inbounds pass upcoming now for Mo McDermott. McDermott gets it into Haley Behrens in the corner. Now up top with Mo McDermott again. McDermott being guarded by Tessa Gunderson. Gunderson went for the steal. Mo sets up Behrens inside. Check that. It's Peyton Cooper for the easy lay-in. 2:08 left to play first quarter. And the Spencer Tigers lead it 22-2. Jumper no good for Ava Rashi. Fight for the rebound. Peyton Cooper comes up with it for the moment. And there's a foul called on Harris Lake Park. HLP will give the basketball back to the Spencer Tigers after the foul called on Delaney DeBoom. Her first personal, 6th team foul on HLP with 1:55 left to play in the first quarter. HLP in a 2-3 zone, and the Spencer Tigers with the basketball. Maddie Maroney on the right side of the three-point arc. Behrens dribbles to the free throw line. Had it knocked away, but it ends up with Peyton Cooper anyway, and Peyton's able to lay it in from the left side. Cooper up to 7 points in the game. The Tiger lead 24-2. Ava Rashi gets across midcourt. Tigers double team. Saving the basketball is Ingham. Passes it ahead to DeBoom, who lays it in. Good job of fighting through the pressure right at midcourt that time from HLP. The Tigers set up the trap just inside the line, and HLP was able to break it down. Matea Lowe for three, and it's good. Matea Lowe, no hesitation on taking the three-point shot. I believe that's the first Matea has attempted from long range this year, and she knocks it down, 27-4. Spencer Tigers lead big here early with 1:03 left to play in the first quarter. And Lexi Johnson, Olivia Ermiter, Jada Piercy, and Allison Piercy will all check back into the game, joining Peyton Cooper for the final 63 seconds of this first quarter. Tigers lead 27-4. HLP with the inbounds pass right at the scorer's table. Inbounds pass to Ava Rashi. Rashi in the middle of the floor. Passes it up too high, almost intercepted by Spencer, but a nice save by Tessa Gunderson. Gunderson looking for DeBoom inside. That's knocked away by the Tigers. Jada Piercy up ahead to Allison, who lays it in. Allison way out ahead of everybody. If she has that kind of a head start just about against any team, that's going to result in a layup for Allison Piercy, who is so quick with the ball in her hands. HLP just gets it across the timeline again. Jada Piercy goes for the steal, collides with Ava Rashi, and the basketball hit off of the top of Jada's shoe and goes out of bounds. Spencer Tigers have been able to do what they have wanted as far as turning up the tempo and the pace in this first quarter. Spencer going for the steal again. This time it's Lexi Johnson as the ball hung in the air just a moment, and she collides with Tessa Gunderson and will be called for the foul. So for the Tigers, that is Spencer's second personal foul. First personal foul on Lexi Johnson. HLP with the ball, 23 seconds left to play first quarter. Ava Rashi, 15-foot jumper from the baseline. Too strong. Allison Piercy got a hand on it for a moment, but taken away by Delaney DeBoom, the freshman, who has played well since coming into the game, and now another steal attempt for the Spencer Tigers, and a reach-in foul called against Lexi Johnson. So Johnson picks up her second personal. Third Tiger team foul, and there's 10 seconds left in the first quarter. HLP lobs it into Ava Rashi. Rashi to the left elbow, draws three white jerseys. Gets it away to Ingham. Ingham picks up her dribble, 4 seconds left. Inside, shot at the buzzer is no good from Emma Seidels as she got a decent look right at the front of the rim, but it wouldn't fall for the HLP Wolves. Spencer leads after one, 29-4 on News Radio 1025 and AM 1240 KICD.
Across the country, we walk, carrying flowers that signify why we want to end Alzheimer's disease. But what if, one day, there was a white flower for Alzheimer's first survivor? What if there were millions of them? Join us for the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's. Register today at alz.org/walk.
Follow the Spencer Tigers. Tune in for select Spencer Tiger.
Start of the second quarter from the Fieldhouse in Spencer. It is a non-conference doubleheader tonight between the Spencer Tigers and Harris Lake Park Wolves. And the Tigers leading here early in the girls' game, 29-4. HLP to inbound the basketball to begin the second quarter. Spencer with the starting five on the floor: Piercy, Johnson, Cooper, and Ermiter. Here's Tessa Gunderson for HLP driving baseline. And a whistle against Spencer inside. I believe starting five on the floor for HLP, apart from one change, as Delaney DeBoom begins the second quarter. The 5'10" freshman came into the game about midway through the first quarter, has played well. And she is out there to start the second quarter. Tigers defending the inbounds pass. Good play as Ava Rash gets a decent look inside, but then the shot no good as she had to slightly fade away because of the Tiger defense. And in the process of going for the rebound, a foul called against HLP, and that will be the 7th team foul. The Tigers in the bonus at the free throw line after the foul called on Tessa Gunderson, her second personal. And it will send Lexi Johnson to the free throw line for the purple and gold, a 1-and-1 situation. Free throw is up and good for Lexi on the first. Johnson 7 points in the game tonight so far, 88% at the free throw line for Lexi so far on the season. Second free throw is up, and it's good. 31-4, Spencer Tigers in front, big. 7:47 left to play, second quarter. Full court pressure from the Tigers. Ava Rashi at the opposite free throw line. Ball deflected. Lexi Johnson comes up with the steal. Lexi will turn on the gas, get to the rim, and lay it up and in as Lexi Johnson takes it away with the steal. And then that turns into a layup for the Spencer Tigers. Tigers nearly get another steal with the pressure. Peyton Cooper had hands on it. And then Harris Lake Park throws the ball too long out of bounds. It will be Tiger basketball after the 9th turnover for the Wolves. New player has checked into the game for HLP. It's Peyton Reimers, a 5'6" freshman. We heard Coach Noska talk about the depth improvement on this year's roster for HLP. Just 7 players on the varsity roster last year. This year, 13, including several freshmen. We've already seen 2 of them in the game tonight. Lexi Johnson for 3. Lexi is not hesitating at all on these three-point shots tonight. She is letting it fly, and you can tell she is dialed in. 3 of 5 from long range. Lexi has 13 points, and now a foul called defensively against Spencer and going for the steal on the full court pressure. 2 new Tigers to check in. Peyton Cooper and Olivia Ermiter go to the bench. Mo McDermott and Haley Behrens return to the floor. Tigers matching up defensively as Coach Stevenson yells out to everyone to know who you have. Inbounds pass to Ava Rashi from Tessa Gunderson. Rashi will center it in the middle of the floor. Closing out to her is Jada Piercy. Rashi to the baseline for Reimers. Good shot fake, gets inside, has her shot blocked by Mo McDermott. McDermott up ahead to Lexi Johnson behind everybody, lays it up and in as Lexi was way up ahead of the pack and had an open path to the rim on the right side. Tigers will drop back the pressure to midcourt, and we'll see if the Tigers bring the double team. They do not. Ava Rashi gets across the timeline. Passes on the wing to Ingham. Ingham's 3 is no good. Rebounded inside by HLP, and the putback won't go. Spencer the rebound through Haley Behrens to Lexi Johnson. Mo McDermott, and the ball doesn't even touch the floor. Spencer Tigers with some great passing there. 3 passes, and I don't believe the basketball ever hit the floor. Mo McDermott with her first bucket of the night. Spencer leads 40-4 with 5:55 left to play in the first half. Ava Rashi into the corner for Tessa Gunderson. Gunderson drives baseline, puts up the shot, won't go. Rebounded by Spencer's Haley Behrens. The Tigers were 10 of 17 shooting in the first quarter. HLP just 20% as Lexi Johnson pulls the trigger again, this time from 12 feet, and the shot is good. And Lexi Johnson has 17 points in the first 11 minutes of this game. I believe Lexi had 22 against Sioux City East, and she is playing with a ton of confidence right now on the offensive end. We know Lexi can shoot the basketball, and we've seen her play great defense every year she's been in a Tiger uniform, but the last 2 games she has looked like a flat-out scorer. And we haven't even seen the dribble drive to the basket with the floater that we saw against Sioux City East that was so effective. Here's Mcdermott. She will pass to Maddie Maroney, and Maroney will knock down the three-pointer from the left side. Maddie Maroney with the open look takes advantage of the free space and knocks down the shot, and a timeout taken with 5:13 left to play in the first half. Spencer leading 45-4 here on News Radio 102.5 and AM 1240 KICD.
Countdown to Christmas is here. Countdown to Christmas, all season long, only on Hallmark Channel, the heart of Christmas.
5:13 remaining in the first half. All Spencer Tigers here tonight at the Fieldhouse in Spencer. The Tiger girls have built up a 45-4 advantage. And on the floor right now for Spencer, Matea Lowe, Maddie Maroney, Allison Piercy, Haley Behrens, and Mo McDermott. We've already seen Matea Lowe and Maddie Maroney make a three-pointer here tonight. Lexi Johnson has knocked down 3 of her long-range shots. And the Tigers have built up this lead primarily through the full-court pressure defense, but right now the Tigers will drop into the half-court and pick up the Wolves man-to-man at mid-court. Ava Rashi on the dribble. Allison Piercy with her. Coming to get the ball is Allison Wallace. Wallace back to Rashi at the free throw line. She'll pull up for the jump shot. No good. Haley Behrens the rebound for Spencer. Behrens to Mo McDermott. McDermott has a player coming up from behind. Ava Rashi knocked the ball away, but McDermott gets it back. In the post to Behrens. The spin around jump shot from close range. No good. And then Behrens rips it away from Zella Ingham. And a jump ball is the call, and it will stay Spencer basketball. Hustle play pays off there for Haley Behrens. And now Matea Lowe to inbound it for Spencer as she will find Mo McDermott. HLP stays in the 2-3 zone. Mo McDermott at the top of the arc, passes on the right wing to Jera Merchant, who's come into the game for the first time tonight. Behrens inside, that up and under move, and she lays it in as she's fouled. That's Haley Behrens' favorite post move as she takes one step towards the center of the lane, then back the other way towards the baseline and lays it in. 47-4, Spencer Tigers lead big with 4:29 left to play in the second quarter. Free throw is up and no good, but there was a lane violation anyway against Spencer, so I don't think the free throw even going to count in this instance. Either way, it was a miss, and HLP was looking favorites to gather that rebound. 4:22 left to play first half. Ava Rashi with the ball for HLP. Now a baseline drive for Reimer. She's stopped by McDermott. Back to Rashi. Good left-handed drive as she tried to make her way towards the basket. And then the ball pinballs around, last touched by an HLP player. Not sure if that was Rashi who touched it last or if it bounced off of Peyton Reimers, who was also close by. Either way, it's Spencer basketball, and the Tigers inbound it to Maureen McDermott, who brings it up the right side of the floor, tries to find Jera Merchant. Jera Merchant, 5'6" sophomore. Mo McDermott is a 5'7" sophomore. Maddie Maroney, a 5'8" junior. The 3 guards on the floor right now for Spencer. And then you have Haley Behrens and Matea Lowe at the forward spots for the purple and gold. There's a foul called as Matea, or check that, it was Mo McDermott made her way to the basket, and Mo will go to the free throw line. Mo McDermott First free throws of the game for her. Steps up to the line. 2 points on a made layup so far. Here's the foul shot number 1, and it is good. Tigers have shot well from the free throw line so far this year. 74% as a group. McDermott lines up her second foul shot. Long look at it. Second free throw, nothing but net. Really nice looking free throw shots from McDermott. And the Tiger lead has climbed to 49-4 with 3:58 left to play in the second quarter. Ava Rashi in the corner for Brooke Nix, another freshman, 5'10" freshman in the game for HLP. Third freshman we've seen off the bench for the Wolves. Shot in the lane, no good from Ava Rashi. And the ball knocked out of play by a Spencer Tiger as there were about 3 Tigers battling for the rebound inside. It's going to stay with HLP, but first we will have a substitution with Jaina Gretinger coming into the game for the first time this evening. She will replace Haley Behrens. And now Jaina Gretinger, probably the tallest player on the floor for either team at 5'11". Nearly a throwaway by HLP. Good save by Tessa Gunderson. Can she keep it in play? Threw it back to a teammate and saved. Going to the rim and laying it up is Brooke Nix. So Brooke Nix fouled, will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. That was all of the hustle play there from Tessa Gunderson, who kept that from going out of bounds. And then got her balance as she saved the basketball, found a teammate. And then Brooke Nix earning a trip to the free throw line. First free throw is off the mark. As Brooke Nix, kind of tell, didn't like the way that one came out of her hand. She will line up the second free throw. Foul shot right on line, but it's no good, too strong. And rebounded inside by Jaina Gretinger of the Spencer Tigers. Now Mo McDermott to Jara Merchant. Fakes the 3, steps in. Now back to Mo. Good defense there by the Wolves to stay in front of Merchant. Mo McDermott inside trying to lay it off for Jaina Gretinger. And an HLP hand slapped the ball out of bounds. That's Mo McDermott's signature pass, is that pocket bounce pass in the lane very close to the rim, while defenders are not expecting that pass to be down so low, as Mo can't quite get the pass inbounds. A 5-second violation called against the Tigers on the baseline. So a miscue there for Spencer. Third Tiger turnover. And HLP has the basketball with Spencer leading 49-4, 3:12 left to play first half. Zella Ingham has it in the middle of the floor, but 30 feet from the rim. Maddie Maroney defending. Ingham puts up a tough shot off balance, rebounded inside by Jaina Gretinger. Spencer running the floor, but HLP gets back in time. Jara Merchant open look, passes it to Matea for another open 3, and it's good. Matea knocking down both of her 3-point shots tonight. She has 6 points, and the Tiger lead is 52-4. Spencer Tiger starters to check back into the game, all 5 momentarily. Lexi Johnson almost went to the scorer's table with her mask and then threw it back towards the bench when she realized. I've seen that a few times so far this season, players wearing a mask on the bench and then trying to check into the game, forgetting that they have the mask on. I did see one college player at least, men's basketball, playing with a mask on, which I would think be quite difficult. So 5 new players come into the game for Spencer as HLP heads to the free throw line. Ava Rashi fouled and will be at the line now for a 1-and-1. Misses on the first free throw, and the ball tipped by Peyton Cooper to Lexi Johnson. Johnson running up the left side of the floor. Picks up her dribble as HLP recovers. Now to Jada Piercy. Right wing for Allison Piercy for 3. And her 3 no good. Peyton Cooper, the offensive rebound, puts it up, won't go. Gets it back again. Kicks it out to Lexi Johnson for 3. That's too strong. And finally Tessa Gunderson gathers the board inside for the Wolves. Spencer with some decent looks at the basket there, but could not capitalize. And now the Tigers recover defensively in the man-to-man defense in the half court. 52-4, Spencer leads. 1:50 left to play second quarter. Tigers get the steal. Jada Piercy pushes the pace, finds Allison inside, and Allison missed the layup from the left side. Allison went up with the right hand. I know she can make a left-handed layup, but that time opted to use the right hand, and it didn't pay off for her. Tigers defensively come up with another steal. This time it's Olivia Ermiter taking it away. She finds Lexi Johnson. Lexi knifes to the basket and lays it in. Lexi Johnson has had an offensive explosion here in the first half. 19 first-half points for the Spencer Tiger number 10. 1:17 left to play second quarter. Spencer 54, HLP 4. Tigers get a steal inside with Ermiter. Ahead to Lexi Johnson. She will set up Jada Piercy unselfishly, and Jada lays it in with the left hand. Lexi Johnson could have very easily taken that in and laid it up. Instead, assists her teammate, and Jada now with 5 points in the first half. In the corner, Brooke Nix. Pass deflected. Tigers get the steal. Jada Piercy ahead to Allison Piercy. Allison lays it up with the left hand this time and finishes as two defenders climb back into the play defensively. Allison Piercy now with 6 points in the half. 58-4. Tigers in front. Three-pointer on the way from the corner for Tessa Gunderson. That's no good. Ball knocked around and eventually recovered by a Spencer Tiger player, Lexi Johnson. And I thought she was tied up by an HLP player for a jump ball. I think that was the call. So the Tigers will have it with 30 seconds left in the first half. Spencer leading 58-4. Jada Piercy dribbles it up the middle of the floor. We'll slow things down. Tigers will hold it for the final shot. Probably the last time I would imagine we will see the Tigers starters in this game. Spencer with a throwaway. Coming up with the steal was Emma Seidels, and that won't make Coach Stevenson happy. Ermiter slices into the passing lane, gets the steal. Jara Merchant up ahead to Jada, who lays it up, and it rolls around the rim and in. How about that from the Tigers? Great way to close the half after Spencer did not set up the offense the way it would have liked the play previous to that. The Tigers get the steal, run the floor, and lay it in, as that has been the formula for the Tigers in the first half. Spencer at the halftime break in control. 60-4 our score at the break. You're listening to Spencer Tiger Basketball on News Radio 102.5 and AM 1240 KICD.
With their patients to ensure a and future, it's Consumers Lumber Company. 3 locations strong in Spencer, Spirit Lake, and Lake Park.
For over 40 years, Northwest
The HLP Wolves 60-4. Let's take a look at the first half stats for tonight's game. Spencer in the first quarter shot 10 of 17. Things improved shooting the basketball in the second quarter for the Purple and Gold, 12 of 17. And at the halftime break, Spencer 22 of 34, 65% shooting. And the Tigers 6 of 11 from three-point range, 55%. At the free throw line, 6 of 7 for the Purple and Gold. For HLP, 2 of 10 in the first quarter shooting, 0 of 9 in the second quarter, and 0 of 2 for the half from three-point range. Just 2 of 19 shooting for the half, 11%. And the Wolves not helping their case at the free throw line as they've missed all 3 free throw attempts that they have had here tonight. Unofficially, just 4 turnovers for Spencer. HLP with 13 miscues in the turnover department. Spencer led 29-4 after the first quarter, and the Tigers outscored the Wolves in the second quarter 31-0 to build up this big 56-point lead at the halftime break, 60-4. Spencer Tigers. So we have no Spencer Tiger basketball tomorrow night. The Tigers will have the night off. If you want to hear some high school basketball, though, I've got the fix for you. You'll be able to hear tomorrow night on Big Country 107.7. I will be filling in for Matt Gronwald tomorrow night on Big Country 107.7. And we will have the matchup between the Emmitsburg Ehawks and the GTRA Titans in a doubleheader tomorrow night. And that will tip off at 6 o'clock, the girls' game with the boys' game to follow on Big Country 107.7 for the Spencer Tigers. The next time out will be on Saturday here at the Fieldhouse, 3:30 tip-off against Sioux Central in the girls' game with the boys' game to follow that up. And then Monday night, the Tigers will be back home against Emmitsburg. And then Spencer will travel to Spirit Lake on Tuesday night. So still a lot of basketball to be played for the Tigers over the next few days, even though we will not have a Spencer Tiger basketball matchup tomorrow evening. Here at the halftime break at the Fieldhouse in Spencer, it is Spencer 60, Harris Lake Park 4. We'll have the second half coming up next here on News Radio 102.5 and AM 1240 KICD.
Hi, this is Craig Wampler with Mid-States Builders of Spencer. Mid-States Builders offers a full range of pre-construction, design build, and general contracting services. Ask some of our past and present clients, including Isanova, Community Housing Initiatives, the Merrill Company,
remodel coming in January.
At the halftime break, the Spencer Tigers lead the Harris Lake Park Wolves 60-4. A big first half for Lexi Johnson, scoring 19 points to lead the way for Spencer. Jada Piercy with 7. Maddie Maroney, a made three-pointer in the first half. Allison Piercy with 6 points. Matea Lowe knocking down both three-point shots she attempted in the half. Peyton Cooper, 7 points. Haley Behrens with 6. And Mo McDermott with 4 points. For HLP, just the 4 points in the half, 2 points apiece for Delaney DeBoom, the 5'10" freshman who came off the bench and played well, and then Zella Ingham, the leading scorer for Harris Lake Park, with the other made bucket for HLP in that first half. So both teams have come back out onto the floor. We are ready to start the second half momentarily. And then following the conclusion of our first game tonight, we'll get ready for game number 2 between the Spencer Tigers and the Harris Lake Park Wolves. Our boys game will start up after we get to our coach interviews. We'll start off with Jeff Sohn, the head coach of the HLP Wolves boys team, and then we'll hear from Coach Petzenhauser of the Tigers as we get ready for that second game here tonight. Coach Sohn and Coach Petz, pretty good friends, so you know they're going to be ready for what each team has to offer here tonight. That's for certain. There's going to be no secrets in that scouting report. So we're set for the start of the second half, but right now we don't have our officials out here. I don't know where they're at. So we'll have to track them down. 60-4, Spencer Tigers in control of this one here in the first half. Tigers have played really well top to bottom, controlled the tempo, controlled the pace, played the way that the Tigers wanted to in this one. And the Harris Lake Park Wolves trail big here at the start of the third quarter. So the officials have emerged. We are ready to go for the start of the second half. It will be Haley Behrens to inbound it for Spencer, as she will inbound to Mo McDermott, and we will get underway here in the third quarter. Inbounds pass to Mo McDermott. It's Behrens, McDermott, Gretinger, Matea Lowe, and who am I forgetting out there? Maddie Maroney, who just dove onto the floor for the basketball after the Tigers lost it. HLP tying up Spencer, and it will be a jump ball to Harris Lake Park. By the way, with the Tigers leading by more than 35, running clock is in effect. So the clock continuing to run there even when the ball was being inbounded. The only time the clock stops is when someone is shooting free throws. Spencer back defensively, and the ball rolled right off of someone's shoe and then went directly out of bounds, almost like you rolled it down a ramp. And it was last touched by a Spencer player. So HLP inbounds it to Tessa Gunderson. Now back to Zella Ingham. Ingham starts to drive, steps back, takes the jumper. Not an easy shot, and it's rebounded by Maddie Maroney. Minute gone here in the third quarter. Spencer 60, Harris Lake Park 4. Matea Lowe on the left side of the floor. High-low pass inside, looking for Haley Behrens. And the entry pass blocked and knocked out of bounds. I think Tessa Gunderson got a hand on that for HLP. Now an inbounds pass for Spencer. Mo McDermott throws it in long to Maddie Maroney. Maroney back to McDermott. McDermott in the middle of the floor with her heels on the Spencer Tiger logo at midcourt. Maroney comes to get it on the right wing. Now the ball reversal to Jaina Gretinger in the middle of the floor. To Maroney. In the post to Behrens, curling and laying it in. Great offense that time by the Tigers. Haley Behrens coming across the lane, and the pass was right there on time from McDermott. And now the Harris Lake Park Wolves with the basketball with 6 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Allison Wallace across the lane, passes to Tessa Gunderson. She pulls up for the jump shot just outside the lane. That's no good. And the ball bouncing around goes out of bounds, last touched by a Spencer Tiger defender. It will stay Harris Lake Park basketball with 5:44 and running left to play here in the third quarter. Tessa Gunderson to inbound it for the Wolves. Gunderson into Allison Wallace. One dribble. Back out to Peyton Reimers, the 5'6" freshman. Wallace will try the three. It's no good offline. Rebounded by Matea Lowe. HLP has not made an outside shot in this one yet. Harris Lake Park stuck on 4 points on the scoreboard. Had 4 points at the end of the first quarter. A scoreless second quarter and scoreless through the first 3 minutes here in the third. Behrens inside, going to work. Lays it up, it's no good, but follows up her shot and is able to finish from the left side as Haley Behrens now in double figures with 10. 64-4. Spencer Tigers in control. 4:55 left to play third quarter. Mcdermott comes up with the steal as the Wolves try to enter it in the post. Mcdermott will run the floor, comes to a jump stop at the free throw line. Very under control at all times is Mcdermott. Turns and finds Matea Lowe. Matea to Maddie Maroney. Maroney gets past her initial defender all the way to the basket, and a foul called as Maddie Maroney attacks off the dribble. Foul is on the floor. So the Tigers will inbound the basketball on the baseline momentarily after the third personal foul called on Allison Wallace of HLP. She will head to the bench. And the Tigers to inbound it now with Mcdermott to Jaina Gretinger right at the rim. Jaina lays it in. And Gretinger with her first basket of the night, the 5'11" sophomore. Getting to the right spot on the right block. And the pass was, again, right on the money, and the layup good. 66-4. Tigers lead. Peyton Reimers for HLP with the basketball near midcourt. Mcdermott goes for the steal and gets it. Jumps the passing lane beautifully. Now we'll try to go coast to coast. Sets up Maroney, the trailer, and Maddie's layup rolls off the rim. Matea gets the basketball, but then is tied up inside as it was Ava Rashi who came over to get hands on the ball. And the jump ball will favor Spencer. So the Tigers get to keep it with 3:25 left to play in the third quarter. And it's Mcdermott inbounding it to Spencer's Matea Lowe in the corner. Lowe back up top to Maroney. Down the lane, tries the runner, and it's good. Maddie Maroney with her second basket of the night. She has 5 points. And the Tigers' lead now stretches 68-4. 3 minutes left to play third quarter. Into the corner for Tessa Gunderson. Gunderson takes a dribble in, and Maddie Maroney right there with the defense. So Gunderson says, I'm going to have to do something. She throws it off of the knee of Maddie Maroney as it goes out of bounds. Heads up play to at least keep the basketball because Tessa Gunderson had nowhere to go with it. Maddie Maroney like a wall right there in front of her. 2:35 left to play third quarter. Tigers 68, HLP 4. Gunderson in the corner. Check that, it was Emma Seidels in the corner. Looking for Rashi in the post, and Ava Rashi called for the double dribble. 15th turnover of the game for Harris Lake Park. Tigers inbound the basketball. Haley Behrens to Mcdermott. Mcdermott will set up the Tiger offense. Looking for Behrens at the free throw line. Behrens had it knocked away. Ball still loose. HLP comes up with it in the backcourt. Rashi all the way to the basket. Her shot challenged. And a foul called against the Spencer Tigers. And it will be Ava Rashi headed to the free throw line for HLP. So that's our first clock stoppage here in the third quarter. 2:01 left to play in the third. And Ava Rashi at the free throw line. Foul shot is no good on the first. The foul was called on Matea Lowe. That is her first personal. First team foul here in the second half. Second free throw from Rashi is off the mark to the left. And the Tigers secure the rebound. HLP has not been able to make any of its 5 free throws thus far. And the Tigers have the basketball with 1:55 left to play here in the third quarter. Mcdermott to Maddie Maroney. Now Matea Lowe cutting to the basket. Lost her balance for a moment, but saves the dribble. Finds Maroney. Maroney cuts to the rim. Her shot no good. Jaina Gretinger saved it, but as she was losing her balance towards the baseline, had to throw it back in play. HLP comes up with the basketball. Spencer Tigers back defensively, and HLP losing the basketball out of bounds. And now the Tigers will make some substitutions. Maddie Maroney. Actually, it's going to be Haley Behrens that comes out of the game, and it's just one change with Jera Merchant coming back in. Crossover dribble, Mcdermott gets all the way to the basket and lays it in from the right side. That was a nice move from Mcdermott. She's been looking to facilitate mostly here tonight, but that time gets all the way to the rim with the nice finish. And Mo has 6 points. 2 of 2 from the floor, 2 of 2 at the free throw line to go along with a handful of assists. 50 seconds left to play third quarter. HLP still stuck on 4 points. 70-4, Spencer Tigers. Ball loose in the lane. Matea Lowe comes up with it after the turnover by HLP. And now the Tigers have it with 39 seconds left to play third quarter. Mcdermott to Maroney in the corner. Maroney almost traveled, but able to save the basketball. Finds Mcdermott on the left side. Jaina Gretinger posting up inside. Jaina, one power dribble, goes up to the rim, and it rolls off the left side. Good move, but Jaina Gretinger couldn't get the roll on the shot that time as it rolled off the iron. 15 seconds left to play in the third. 70-4, Spencer Tigers. 10 seconds left. Ava Rashi in the short corner. Drives baseline, goes up for the shot. It's rejected by Merchant. Spencer has the ball, 3 seconds left. Maddie Maroney at the buzzer, lays it up, and it's off the heel of the iron, no good, as Maddie couldn't get the lay-in to go. And the third quarter comes to an end with the Spencer Tigers leading 70-4. We go to the fourth quarter next on News Radio 102.5 and AM 1240, KICD.
Main Street is more than just...
Started the fourth quarter from the field house in Spencer, and the Tigers in the driver's seat leading 70-4. Harris Lake Park has had back-to-back scoreless quarters. HLP 0 of 9 from the floor in the second quarter, 0 of 4 from the floor in the third quarter. And the Tigers have built up a big lead in the game as HLP inbounds the basketball to begin the fourth quarter. Tigers go for the steal. Jaina Gretinger got a hand on it, and then it's a jump ball as Jaina Gretinger tied up with the basketball with Riley Whitrock, a 5'3" freshman for HLP. The arrow favors Spencer, and the Tigers will get the basketball back. So now it's Mo Mcdermott initiating the offense for Spencer. The same 5 on the floor. Mcdermott, Maroney, Lowe, Gretinger, and Merchant. Mo Mcdermott on the side of the three-point line, the left side. Reverses it back up top to Merchant. Now Matea with the basketball at the top of the arc. 3 dribbles to get to the right elbow. Continues inside, carving out some space. Jera Merchant comes to get it. Flips up a shot to the rim. That's no good. And Jaina Gretinger gets the offensive rebound. But there was a foul called against Jaina in getting to that rebound. So the first personal for Jaina Gretinger called for the push. And Spencer will race back to the other end defensively. Looking in the post for Brooke Nix was HLP, but the Tigers get a hand on it and steal it away. 18 turnovers for Harris Lake Park. Jera Merchant will line up the 3. That's good from the left side. Jera Merchant makes her first 3 of the season. And the Spencer Tigers increase the lead to 73-4. 6:30 left to play. Right wing with it is Zella Ingham. Brings it into the right post. Back to Ava Rashi. Rashi underneath, tried the reverse layup. That was blocked. I think Merchant got a hand on it again. And then there's a tussle for the basketball and a jump ball called. It will stay with HLP. Ava Rashi has had a tough night shooting the basketball around the rim, partially because the Tigers have blocked several of her shots, and it hasn't just been the Tiger forwards. It's been some of the Tiger guards playing some great defense around the rim. Here's Rashi with a strong drive on the baseline. Her shot too strong this time. And Mo Mcdermott, rebounding from her point guard position, comes in to secure the board. Spencer ball, 5:45 with running clock here in the second half left to play. Matea Lowe to Jaina Gretinger. Hands it off to Matea. Matea had an open path to the basket, but didn't realize it, and now reverses the basketball as the Tiger fans were trying to let Matea know that she had a path to the rim. Jaina Gretinger to Mo Mcdermott. Inside for Matea, lays it up, it's good. but a 3-second violation beforehand called by the official on the baseline. And I think that was probably pretty close to being a 3-second violation. I think that's a correct call. Spencer Tigers give it back to HLP with 5 minutes left to play. Spencer leads 73-4. Ava Rashi off the screen, rolling to the rim, gets the pass. Now back up top to Riley Whitrock. Across to Zella Ingham. Taken away by Jaina Gretinger. And Jara Merchant finally tracks it down in the corner. Back to Mo McDermott. She will walk the ball up the floor. McDermott to Matea Lowe. Now Jara Merchant on the left wing. Tigers doing a really good job of being patient and running their offense here. Matea gets the handoff from Jaina all the way to the basket, lays it up short, gets an offensive rebound, and Matea will be able to keep this alive, kicks it out. McDermott had an open look for three and just hesitated, didn't take it. Wonder if the Tigers talked about that, of limiting the three-point shots, trying to work to the basket and get some absolutely great shots. Here's McDermott again with the basketball. And the Tigers slow it down again, pulling it out beyond the three-point line. Jaina Gretinger at the free throw line, turns and faces, takes the jump shot, grazes the front of the iron, no good. As the Tiger bench was yelling to Jaina to take that jump shot when she was that open, the HLP defenders were worried about the cutters working into the lane. Throw away by the Wolves, 19 turnovers for HLP. And the Tigers have the basketball with Mo McDermott bringing it across the timeline. 3:45 left to play, Spencer 73, HLP 4. Mo McDermott on the right side, back to Jara Merchant. Left side for Maddie Maroney. She will drive and kick to McDermott. All the way to the rim. Lays it up and it's good. Mo McDermott up to 8 points. Has not missed a shot yet tonight. 3 for 3 from the floor. 2 for 2 at the free throw line. And the Tiger lead is 71. It's 75-4, purple and gold. Tessa Gunderson on the right wing. Reverses it to Whitrock at the top of the arc. HLP wants a timeout, I think just a substitution timeout. But both teams will head to the bench. 3:12 left to play, 75-4. HLP in front will keep it right here with just a 30-second timeout on the floor here at the Fieldhouse in Spencer. The leading scorer for the Tigers tonight, Lexi Johnson with 19 first-half points. Haven't seen much of the Spencer Tigers starters in the second half. Played some in the third quarter. But for the most part, it's been the Tiger bench taking over here in the second half, and they've done really well. Again, Lexi Johnson with the 19 to lead the way. Haley Behrens in double figures also with 10. Peyton Cooper has 7. Mo McDermott with 8. Jada Piercy with 7. Maddie Maroney 5. Jara Merchant 3. Allison Piercy 6. Matea Lowe 6 points. Jaina Gretinger with 2 points. And with 3:12 left to play, the Tigers inbound, or I should say defend the inbounds pass from HLP. The Wolves with it, looking for their first basket since the first quarter. Into the post for Rashi. Her turnaround shot no good. Spencer gets the rebound. Tigers run the floor with Maddie Maroney looking for Matea Lowe down the left side of the lane, and Matea could not make the one-handed catch on the pass as it goes out of bounds. HLP gets it back. Ava Rashi to Delaney DeBoom on the left wing. Back to the top of the arc. Matea Lowe goes for the steal and collides with Tessa Gunderson. For Matea, that is going to be her second personal. Now Olivia Ermiter checks back into the game for the Spencer Tigers with 2:22 left to play and counting. The clock continuing to run. We've had running clock here in the second half with the Tigers leading by more than 35. 75-4, Spencer in front. 2:11 left to play, fourth quarter. Ava Rashi dribbles to the middle of the floor, back to the left side of the arc, and Tessa Gunderson. HLP scored the 4 points in the first quarter, scoreless in the second, third, and first 6 minutes of this fourth quarter. Delaney DeBoom looking inside the three-point line, doesn't like what she sees, passes in the corner for Rashi. Now DeBoom rolling to the rim, has her shot blocked by Maroney, but a foul called. And Delaney DeBoom will head to the free throw line with 1:45 left to play in the fourth quarter. And the clock stopping for these free throws. Delaney Boom steps up to the free throw line, gets some encouragement from the cheerleaders in the corner of the field house. The free throw on the way, and it's no good, too strong. Delaney DeBoom, a 5'10" freshman. Lines up a second free throw. Foul shot on the way, and it's good. Delaney DeBoom makes the free throw with 1:45 left to play. And it's Spencer 75, HLP 5. That's the first point for HLP again since the end of the first quarter. Tiger turnover. Spencer with just 6 turnovers in the game. 1:30 left to play. Ava Rashi handles it for HLP. Passes on the wing for DeBoom. Up top, 3 on the way for Tessa Gunderson. That's no good. Fight for the rebound inside, and the putback won't go for Brooke Nix. Another offensive rebound from Ava Rashi. That won't go. And finally, the Tigers grab the board with Jaina Gretinger inside. Tigers with the ball. 65 seconds left to play. Ermiter just outside the free throw line. Missed the shot, but Jaina Gretinger follows it up, lays it in, and is fouled. I didn't even see Jaina Gretinger near the basketball, and all of a sudden she slid in and was catching the ball and laying it in. New player comes into the game for HLP, another freshman off the bench, Addison Hibma, a 5'2" freshman. Allison Wallace will also come back in. The Wolves excited about that freshman class. We talked about the numbers improving as the free throw no good. Jaina Gretinger follows it up and lays it in as everyone just hesitated for a moment for HLP, not fully aware, I don't think, of just the one-shot foul. 79-5, Spencer Tigers lead with 47 seconds left to play. Ava Rashi to Allison Wallace on the left side of the floor. Back up top with Hibma. Addison Hibma. One dribble back to Ava Rashi. 35 seconds left. Inside, Brooke Nix has her pass, or I should say her shot blocked. Tigers come up with the ball, Olivia Ermiter, and now Mo McDermott will hold on to it, and the Tigers going to dribble the basketball near the timeline. HLP will close out on Mo McDermott to at least make things a little more difficult. 15 seconds left. Mo with the crossover gets to the free throw line. Back to Jera Merchant as the Tigers spread the floor. Now Olivia Ermiter on the dribble. She pulls it near the timeline. Brooke Nix closing out on her again. Ermiter passes in the corner for Maddie Maroney. And the Tigers watch time expire on the scoreboard as Spencer in control right from the start. Closes things out and wins big here tonight, 79-5. And think about it as well, the HLP Wolves scored the first basket of the game. So Spencer outscored the Wolves 79-3 the rest of the way after that first make from HLP. So the Tigers improve to 2-1. HLP falls to 0-3. We'll wrap things up with the post-game stats next, and then we'll get ready for game number 2 between the Tigers and the Wolves here on KICD Radio.
Find the perfect gift for the future farmer on your
Final score in game number 1 tonight from the Fieldhouse in Spencer. The Spencer Tiger girls defeat Harris Lake Park 79-5. An impressive win for the Tigers, who took over right from the start of the game, never let off the gas, and pick up the big win, 79-5. Let's take a look at the game stats here tonight. Spencer in the first half shot 22 of 34, 65%. Second half, 8 of 16. And for the game, Spencer goes 30 of 50 from the floor, 60%, 7 of 12 from three-point range, 58%. And the Tigers at the free throw line, pretty good also, 6 of 7 on foul shots here tonight. 6 turnovers unofficially for the purple and gold. For HLP, 2 of 19 shooting in the first half, 11%. Second half, 0 of 11 from the floor. And for the game, just 2 of 30, 7% shooting, 0 of 5 from three-point range, and the Wolves struggled at the free throw line as well, going just 1 of 7 from the foul stripe. 19 turnovers unofficially for Harris Lake Park. Spencer jumped out to the 29-4 lead in the first quarter. Second quarter outscored HLP 31-0. Tigers led 60-4 at the halftime break. Third quarter outscored HLP 10-0, and in the fourth quarter the Tigers outscored the Wolves 9-1. Leading scorer for Spencer here tonight was Lexi Johnson with 19 points. Lexi with those 19 points all in the first half. Second leading scorer for Spencer was Haley Behrens, the only other Tiger in double figures with 10. 8 points for Mcdermott. 7 points apiece, Peyton Cooper and Jada Piercy. 6 points for Allison Piercy and Matea Lowe. 5 points for Maddie Maroney, Jaina Gretinger with 4, and it was Jara Merchant with 3 points. For the Harris Lake Park Wolves, Delaney DeBoom finished with 3 points, Zella Ingham with 2. Again, our final score, Spencer 79, Harris Lake Park 5. As the Tigers improve to 2-1 on the season, Harris Lake Park falls to 0-3. Coming up next, we'll be joined by the head coaches of both of our boys' teams. First, we'll hear from Jeff Sohn, the head coach of the HLP Wolves. And then we'll be joined by Corey Petznauser, the head coach of the Spencer Tiger boys, as we get ready for game number 2 tonight between the Tigers and the Wolves. You're listening to News Radio 102.5 and AM 1240 KICD. This is Tiger Basketball. points. So kind of fun to go back and look at that matchup. This Harris Lake Park team a year ago, 11-11. They lost the sub-state semifinals, 75-58 to Algona Bishop Garrigan. Algona Bishop Garrigan then went to play the South O'Brien Wolverines in the sub-state final, and it was Garrigan defeating South O'Brien 68-48 to advance to the state tournament. So that Algona Bishop Garrigan team, obviously a very great team a year ago, was able to knock off this Harris Lake Park team in the semifinals. But Harris Lake Park played them well, and this HLP team not really set up to defend that and match up with that team from Algona Bishop Garrigan a year ago, and to still compete with them the way they did was very impressive. And the Harris Lake Park Wolves here tonight on the road will be looking for a big victory here at the Fieldhouse in Spencer against the Spencer Tigers, who were winners on Tuesday night against the Sioux City East Black Raiders. The Tigers winning 62-59. And the Spencer Tigers were very, very pleased with the way that that game went. And now we are ready to go for our second game of the night. The Spencer Tiger girls handling business in game one this evening and winning in impressive fashion by a final score of 79-5. Spencer over the Harris Lake Park Wolves in game number one. And now we are ready for our second game of the night. And we will go into our starting lineups. We'll begin with the visitors from Harris Lake Park. As I mentioned, 11-11 a year ago, replacing some really outstanding seniors last year in Isaac Einen, who led the team in scoring last year, as Isaac averaged right at 23 points per game. And then Abdullah El-Baitri, 7 points per game, also graduating off of last year's team. Those are two big players that are just tough to replace. And we'll see how the Harris Lake Park Wolves are able to at least try and replace those players early in the season. So let's take a look now at the lineup for the Wolves. We'll start off with number 1 on your program, 5'10" senior, Bubba Sohn. Number 2 for Harris Lake Park, Brady Bowles, also in the starting lineup here this evening, the 6' senior. 5'9" sophomore, number 3, Tice Gunderson. And then 6'1" senior, number 10, Jackson Hykins. And a 6' senior, number 44, Colton Voss, the 5th starter in the lineup for HLP. And now we focus on the home team, your Spencer Tigers. 6' senior, number 2, Landon Ellis. 5'9" junior, number 11, Evan Johnson. 6'2" junior, number 20, Carter Petzenhauser. 5'10" sophomore, number 24, Owen Olson. And a 6'3" junior, number 32, Evan Schmidt. Both teams being announced here. Already played the national anthem before the girls' game, so we'll be ready to tip in just a moment as the Spencer Tigers will huddle up one last time before taking the floor. The Harris Lake Park Wolves in their royal blue road uniforms, all blue with the silver letters and numbers. The Spencer Tigers in their home white uniforms with the purple and gold accents, letters, and numbers. Bubba Sohn, the leading returning scorer for Harris Lake Park. He's the engine of this team. And Bubba, last year, was able to average 16 points per game. Also pulled in 4 rebounds a game, 5 assists per game, 2 steals per game for Bubba as he filled up the box score. Shot at 33% from long range, making 28 of 85 three-pointers a year ago. Evan Schmidt to tip for the Spencer Tigers, and he wins the tip against Colton Voss in the center circle. So the Tigers have the basketball to begin the game, and we are underway. Spencer Tiger defense, or I should say, looking inside offensively for Evan Schmidt. That wasn't there. And a foul called against Jackson Hykins, the 6'1" senior, with a hold inside trying to defend the Tigers. Landon Ellis now to inbound it for Spencer. Gets it into Carter Petzenhauser. He's guarded by his good friend, Bubba Sohn, right away. Here's the baseline jumper from Owen Olson. That's no good. Evan Schmidt the rebound. The putback won't go. Olson gets hands on it again. And the Tigers will keep the basketball. Now the reversal for an open three for Landon Ellis. That's no good. And the Tigers start off 0 for 3. But some good shots. And I'm sure the Tigers will be happy with that. Here is Bubba Sohn on the dribble. Brody is his real name, but he likes to go by Bubba. He will pull up for a deep three-pointer. It's no good, and it's rebounded by Carter Petzenhauser inside. Carter up ahead to Evan Johnson. Now back to Evan Schmidt for three. That's short off the front iron, and rebounded inside by Brody Bowles, 6-foot senior. As the Spencer Tigers get back defensively in time, but are called for a foul. As Evan Johnson fouls Bubba Sohn. And the HLP Wolves will inbound the basketball now. Bubba to trigger the inbounds pass, gets it in to Brody Bowles in the post, and Bowles is able to lay it in over the front of the iron. Spencer Tigers fall behind. First points of the game. Harris Lake Park leads it 2-0. 6:45 left to play first quarter. Landon Ellis across the lane, out to Evan Schmidt for three. Too strong. Landon Ellis took a shot to the eye, it looks like, as he gets back defensively. Tigers back in transition, set up defensively in the man-to-man defense half court. Brody Bowles pulls up for the jump shot, no good. And then Colton Voss comes up with the offensive rebound, and then the ball was stripped away from Voss as it goes out of bounds. And HLP will inbound it. It was last touched by Spencer. Inbounds pass to Tice Gunderson in the corner. Tice Gunderson had a great football season for Harris Lake Park. He took over at quarterback from Bubba Sohn just a few games into the season to give the Wolves another playmaker as they move Bubba to more of a receiver position. And that really worked out well for the Wolves, who put together a great season on the gridiron. Here is Bubba Sohn at the top of the arc, coming off a screen to get the basketball. Landon Ellis trying to stay in front. Bubba all the way to the basket. The tough shot over his head on the runner. No good as it hits off glass but won't fall through. Tigers run the floor and then lose the basketball out of bounds over the end line. Not a great start on the offensive end for the Tigers as the turnover ends up out of bounds. Spencer 0 for 3 to start shooting the basketball. One turnover. And Coach Petzenhauser wants an early timeout with Harris Lake Park in front 2-0. 5:52 left to play in the first quarter here on KICD Radio.
When you're considering
Two to nothing, Harris Lake Park with the early lead as the Wolves get the basket from Brody Bowles to take the advantage, and the Spencer Tigers have yet to see one go through the net. Harris Lake Park with the basketball after the Tiger turnover. It's Bubba Sohn right at midcourt, dribbles behind his back, trying to get around Owen Olson. Hands it off to Jaden Hodgel. The junior guard has come into the game for the first time. Now it's Sohn again to Hodgel over on the right wing for Brody Bowles. Bowles, a little bit of a push off. Owen Olson knocked the ball away. Now Hodgel inside the lane, kicks it out to Bubba, fakes the three, drives, up and under move, and a foul called against the Tigers defensively at the rim. Foul is called on Evan Schmidt as he tried to block the shot of the shorter Bubba. And now Sohn is at the free throw line for the first two foul shots of the game. First free throws for either team. First foul shot for Bubba is good. Harris Lake Park won its first game of the season, a win over Akron Westfield by a score of 80-47. That game was played on Tuesday night. The Tigers beating Sioux City East Tuesday night by 3 points. Here's the second free throw from Bubba. Nothing but net as he connects on both. And Harris Lake Park takes a 4-0 lead here in the early going. Owen Olson, open three from the corner. No good. Long rebound out to Tice Gunderson. Up ahead to Bubba Sohn, and he will lay it up and in, as Harris Lake Park improves its lead to 6-0. Spencer Tigers struggling on the offensive end to open this one. Carter Petznauser in the corner, out to Evan Johnson, inside to Evan Schmidt. His shot blocked by Bowles. Carter comes up with it, he lays it up, and he's fouled. Actually, that was Colton Voss inside blocking the shot. Colton Voss, the 6'2" junior. Pretty similar in body type to Evan Schmidt, and those two already doing some battling inside on the glass. Carter Petznauser to the line for the Spencer Tigers as Voss picks up his first personal. Carter's free throw rims out, no good. I think Carter was 7 of 8 at the free throw line on Tuesday night, but misfires on his first shot here. Second free throw for the Spencer Tiger Jr. on the way, and it is good. So the Tigers finally get on the scoreboard with 4:57 left to play in the first quarter. Harris Lake Park pass deflected, and it goes out of bounds right by the Tiger bench. 6-1, Harris Lake Park in front. 4:54 left to play in the first quarter. Harris Lake Park to inbound it right in front of the Tiger bench. Coach Sohn wants to get the correct person on the inbounds pass. And he finds Jaden Hodgel. Lobs it to the rim for Tice Gunderson. Bobbled it for a moment, gets it back and flips it up and in. Tice Gunderson, maybe the smallest player on the floor right now, was able to get his own offensive rebound and lay it in. 8-1 Harris Lake Park. Landon Ellis on the dribble now for Spencer. HLP in the man-to-man defense. Tice Gunderson, the son of Lane Gunderson, assistant coach for the Wolves. Foul at the rim now as Carter Petznauser gets inside again, and the Wolves whistled for the defensive foul. And that's going to be a big one. That's the second already on Colton Voss, who is one of the few true post options for the Wolves. Free throw from Carter is off the front of the rim and then the side of the iron. Right now, just kind of a funny start for the Tigers, and have to say the atmosphere here, you know, with limited fans, might be playing into that a little bit, as not a lot of energy in the gym right now except from the Harris Lake Park fans. Second free throw from Carter Petznauser, no good. Carter misses on both, just 1 of 4 at the line to start. 8-1, Harris Lake Park in front with 4:25 left to play in the first quarter. Evan Johnson dribbles it to the right side. Back to Landon Ellis at the top of the arc. Landon over to Owen Olson in the opposite corner. Now Carter Petznauser comes to get it, being guarded by Bubba Sohn. Carter spins in the lane, makes the pass, and a traveling violation called against Spencer. Second Tiger turnover. Evan Johnson and Owen Olson check out of the game. First appearance here tonight for Riley DeWitt and also Devin Dirks. And right away, Riley DeWitt up into the hip pocket of Bubba Sohn as he brings the basketball up the floor. That will be a good matchup to watch. Riley with the on-ball defense, Bubba Sohn handling the basketball for HLP. In the corner, Hodgel steps back for 3. That's too strong, but an offensive rebound by Harris Lake Park and Jackson Hykins. Then a foul called against the Tigers as Hykins got his hands on the basketball. Spencer called for the push. Oh, and now it's going to be a Spencer Tiger ball inbounding situation as the foul was actually called on HLP. So wipe away the Spencer foul. It was a Harris Lake Park foul, and now the Tigers with the basketball. Foul was called on Jackson Hykins, his second. And as Spencer attacks to the basket, an offensive foul against the Tigers. So a slow start to the game, a disjointed start for Spencer. Derek Huss whistled for the foul for Spencer as he comes into the game for the first time tonight, and Harris Lake Park continues to lead 8-1 over the Spencer Tigers. Pull-up jumper from the free throw line for Bowles is no good. And Spencer's Carter Petznauser pulls down the rebound. Carter, pull-up jumper from the elbow. No good. Ball tipped out and controlled by Harris Lake Park. Brody Bowles up the right side of the floor. Back to a trailing Bubba Sohn, who calls out the play call. Trying to get around Riley DeWitt, gets into the lane. Picks up his dribble. Back out to Tice Gunderson, and a travel called against Tice. Was actually able to finish the shot at the rim, but the travel beforehand will give it back to the Spencer Tigers. Switch made here for HLP with Jackson Heikens coming out of the game with those 2 fouls. Spencer Tigers walk the ball up the floor with Carter Petzenhauser. Carter all the way to the rim, lays it up and in. Carter Petzenhauser with his first basket of the night. First Spencer Tiger field goal comes at the 3-minute mark of the first quarter, and now a steal by Owen Olsen. Bubba Sohn steals it right back. And then there's a foul called against the Spencer Tigers. So some confusion right now between both benches on the last few foul calls. Both coaches have had a gripe. And it's an inbounds pass now for HLP. Wolves inbound it to Bubba Sohn. Foul was called on Owen Olsen. Now Tice Gunderson comes to get the basketball, turns the corner, tries to go baseline. Riley DeWitt there to stop him. Back out to Bubba Sohn, gets to the free throw line, and a reach-in foul called against Spencer. And the Tigers right now trying to slow down HLP on the defensive end, trying to get the offense going with just the 3 points on the scoreboard. And Evan Johnson will come into the game for Spencer. Derek Huss checked out of the game. And now Harris Lake Park. Foul was called on Derek Huss, his second. HLP inbounding it. And now we have a foul called against HLP. So the Wolves called for the offensive foul. Give it back to Spencer. Brody Bowles with the foul. And now the Spencer Tigers inbound the basketball, and hopefully we won't have any whistles for a little bit here. Owen Olsen trying to turn the corner, gets into the lane. Back out to Evan Johnson for the jumper from the free throw line, and it's good. Evan Johnson with the splash down from 15 feet, 8-5 Harris Lake Park, 2:15 left to play first quarter. Full court pressure from the Tigers. Bubba Sohn being guarded by Owen Olsen. Bubba gets across the timeline, turns on the Jets, and a foul called against Spencer defensively as the Tigers go for the basketball but come up empty-handed. And a foul called against Owen Olsen. It's his second. So this game already being called much, much tighter than the game we saw on Tuesday night. And the Spencer Tigers with 16 fouls. Harris Lake Park with 5. Timeout taken on the floor. Harris Lake Park leads Spencer 8-5 with 2:08 left to play in the first quarter. Here on News Radio 102.5 and AM 1240 KICD.
You want a checking account?
.208 left to play in the first quarter from the Spencer Tiger Fieldhouse, and it is Harris Lake Park leading the Tigers 8-5 right now, and HLP with the basketball. Bubba Sohn drives, dishes in the corner to Eli Robinson, and then a travel called as Robinson tried to drive towards the lane, put on the brakes, and slid his feet. Second turnover for Harris Lake Park. The Tigers take over, trailing by 3. Riley DeWitt handling the basketball up the right side of the floor. 2 minutes left to play first quarter. Riley drives all the way into the lane, kicks in the corner to Evan Johnson, and Evan Johnson started to drive to the basket and kind of ran past the basketball as it goes over the end line. Evan claps his hands together, frustrated at that one. Third Tiger turnover. And Harris Lake Park with the basketball. Spencer's only made 2 field goals here in the first 6 minutes of the game. Bubba Sohn to Eli Robinson again on the left wing. Back to Bubba. Bubba turns and faces. Brody Bowles now tries the three. That rims out no good and rebounded by Carter Petzenhauser. Carter throws it up ahead to Landon Ellis, and it's too tall, and it airmails out of bounds. And the Tiger troubles continue offensively. Spencer Tigers back defensively now. Picking up in the man-to-man. Handling the basketball is Jaden Hodgel for Harris Lake Park. Tice Gunderson comes to get it. Now Robinson from the corner. His jumper no good. Spencer the rebound. Evan Johnson runs the floor, lays it up with the left hand. That won't go. Back at the other end, the Tigers get set in the defensive stance man-to-man. Tice Gunderson to Brody Bowles on the left wing. He'll drive into the paint. Tigers rip it away from him. Evan Johnson comes up with the steal. Ahead to Riley DeWitt. Riley lays it up, and his shot is blocked by Jaden Hodgel. Hodgel comes flying in to reject the shot. Good defense there without fouling by HLP to recover defensively. Evan Johnson and Carter Petzenhauser check out of the game. Jimmy Slattery comes in for the first time. Evan Schmidt back on the floor as well, joining Devin Dirks, Landon Ellis, and Riley DeWitt. 45 seconds left first quarter. Tigers trail by 3. Here's a three from Landon. It's good, and we're all tied up at 8 points apiece. Landon Ellis from the left side. 8-8 our score. Bubba Sohn to Brody Bowles. Back up top. Now on the left side, Tice Gunderson. Bowles comes to get it. Inside for Robinson. Kicks in the corner for Hodgel. Now Bubba down the lane, had nowhere to go. Kick out for three. Bowles' three is no good. And the Tigers gather the rebound with Evan Schmidt. Ahead to Landon Ellis. 10 seconds left first quarter. Riley DeWitt drives into the paint. Sets up Evan Schmidt, and he couldn't handle the pass. And it goes out of bounds. A good-looking bounce pass, it looked like. But it was just a little bit too slippery for Evan Schmidt to handle. And the Tigers turn it over for the 5th time here in the first quarter. 8-8 our score. Bowles, 4 seconds left. 3. Bubba, 1 second left. To the rim, lays it up, but not in time. Bubba saw a lane and decided he could get all the way to the basket, but ran out of time. Shot didn't fall anyway. And after 1 quarter of play, we are all tied up. 8-8 our score on News Radio 102.5 and AM 1240 KICD. Start of the second quarter from the Fieldhouse in Spencer, and we are all tied up. 8-8 our score between Spencer and Harris Lake Park. The Wolves jumped out to an 8-1 advantage. Good job by Spencer to keep it at just the 7-point lead as the Tigers clawed back in it to tie it up after 1. But a first quarter I think the Tigers will be happy to put behind them as we start things off in the second. And Spencer coming out in a 2-3 zone defensively. Hodgel near the timeline, almost had it go into the backcourt, but saved it. Here's Bubba Sohn on the right side of the floor. Jimmy Slattery staying in front of him, and an offensive foul called against Bubba as he lowers that lead shoulder just a little bit into the chest of Jimmy Slattery. That is a pretty good matchup. Jimmy and Bubba in terms of quickness, size, they're pretty similar. Same thing with Riley DeWitt as well. Here's Evan Schmidt in the corner. Back up top to Riley. Riley will bring it to the right side of the floor. Hand it off to Jimmy Slattery. Jimmy to the free throw line. Now Landon Ellis on the left wing. Inside for Evan Schmidt. Back out to Landon at the top of the arc. Landon's got some room if he can get around Tice Gunderson. He kicks it out to Carter instead for 3. That's no good. Tipped out by Evan Schmidt. Landon Ellis saves it for Spencer. Tigers have only knocked down 1 3-pointer in the game so far, and now a double dribble called against Spencer, and the Tigers turn it over for the 6th time in the first half. Purple and gold unable to get into any kind of rhythm right now on the offensive end. Harris Lake Park inbounding in front of its own bench. Jackson Hykins into Bubba Sohn. Bubba walks it up the middle of the floor. Riley DeWitt will pick him up at the Tiger logo. Back to Bubba. Coach Jeff Sohn calling out the play call. Bubba on the right side 3-point arc. Into the corner for Brody Bowles. Bowles dribbles to the right elbow. Picks up his dribble. Back to Bubba. Trying to get around Jimmy Slattery again. A whistle and a hand check called on Jimmy Slattery of Spencer. So Jimmy will pick up his first personal. Not an easy task trying to move your feet and stay in front of Bubba Sohn, and that time Jimmy was called for the hand check, just had the hand out on the hip of Bubba. And that is the 7th team foul on Spencer. HLP in the bonus. And the senior guard, Bubba Sohn, steps up to the free throw line. First foul shot is no good, rebounded by Evan Schmidt. And the throw up ahead, way offline from the Spencer Tigers, goes straight out of bounds. Coach Petzenhauser not going to be happy with the way the Tigers have started this game. Yes, it's a tie game, 8-8, but the Tigers have been extremely sloppy with the basketball. Have been disjointed on the offensive side of things. They've gotten back into the game, though, by playing some good defense. Harris Lake Park had a 7-point lead in the first quarter, but the Tigers tied it up after 1. Bubba Sohn controls it across the timeline. Picks up his dribble. Tice Gunderson comes to help out. Back to Bubba on the right side of the floor, into the post for Voss. Voss off the glass, no good. Evan Schmidt skies for the rebound. Colton Voss had good position that time. Like to see him go up a little bit stronger with the basketball there, as I think if he leans towards the rim, he can get that one to fall. Here's Riley DeWitt on the left side. Stopped by the good defense of Brody Bowles. Back out to Landon Ellis. Now Jimmy Slattery. Hands off to Carter Petzenhauser on the right wing. Carter, guarded by Bubba, gets to the rim, hangs in the air, and finishes on the right side. Carter Petzenhauser and Bubba Sohn are very good friends, and I know that's not going to sit well with Bubba. Carter scoring on him like that as the Wolves drive the baseline and step out of bounds. And it is 10-8 Spencer Tigers with 5:44 left to play in the second quarter. 4th turnover for HLP. Spencer inbounds it to Carter Petzenhauser, who points and directs traffic on the offensive end. Landon Ellis runs through a double screen. Now the lob to the rim for Carter. Offline on the pass. Carter shot no good. Gets the ball back. And a travel called against Carter Petzenhauser. That pass was offline, and Carter decided to try and shoot it anyway as he was sliding to the right side of the rim. And the shot actually hit the side of the backboard. So Carter was able to go back and get it right away, but then called for a travel. 8 Tiger turnovers. Spencer leads 10-8 with 5:22 left to play in the second quarter. Colton Voss at the elbow. Backdoor cut, but the pass is deflected and stolen. Landon Ellis to Riley DeWitt. Back to Landon. Fakes the 3. To Jimmy Slattery on the other side. He'll fake the 3, drive inside, and lay it in. Beautiful stuff there from Jimmy, who realized he had a path to the basket after the shot fake. Here's Bubba on the dribble for HLP. In the corner for Robinson. Pass deflects and goes out of bounds. Carter or Evan Schmidt got a hand on that. It will stay HLP basketball. Spencer building up its largest lead of the night at 12-8. Harris Lake Park will make the switch with Tice Gunderson coming back in. Tice has played well here in the early going. Been active on both ends. Catches the pass in the corner. Dangerous skip pass across to Bubba. Bubba comes off the flare screen. His 3 is no good. And Riley DeWitt with the rebound for Spencer. Riley up ahead to Carter. Hangs in the air again at the rim and lays it in from the right side. Carter Petzenhauser showing the ability to elevate in this game. No one going to be able to hang with him in the air. As he lays in the finish. Carter now with 7 points in the first half, and the Tiger lead 14-8. Jaden Hodgel dribbles to the free throw line to Bubba Sohn on the left side. His three is no good. Rebounded by Evan Schmidt. Evan to Riley DeWitt. Riley knifes into the lane, comes to a jump stop, back out to Jimmy Slattery for three, and it's no good. Jimmy had a wide open look right on line, but a little bit too strong. Now Harris Lake Park into the half-court offense. The runner from Bubba Sohn will not fall, and the Tigers get the rebound. Riley DeWitt pushes the pace to Carter Petznauser in the corner. Now the ball movement around to Landon Ellis. In the post for Evan Schmidt. Turns and faces up, gets to the rim, and lays it in as he scoops the ball up and under the defender, Jackson Hykins. And Evan Schmidt with his first basket of the night as the Tiger offense starts to come alive. Timeout taken by Coach Jeff Sohn of HLP. 3:46 left to play, first half. Spencer 16, Harris Lake Park 8 on News Radio 1240 KICD. You're listening to Tiger Basketball. .346 left to play in the second quarter from the Fieldhouse in Spencer, and the Spencer Tigers holding on to a 16-8 lead over the Harris Lake Park Wolves. Harris Lake Park came out and built an 8-1 lead over Spencer, and from that point on, the Tigers have gone on a 15-0 run. We'll see what the Wolves come up with after the timeout. 15-0 run. Coach Sohn had seen enough to call the timeout, get his team back on track. The Tigers starting to look more fluid on the offensive end. I got to give a big hat tip to Riley DeWitt, who really was getting the basketball moving on the offensive end for the Tigers quickly. Riley will get a breather here as he checks out of the game. Jimmy Slattery, Carter Petznauser, Evan Johnson, Evan Schmidt, and Landon Ellis, the 5 on the floor for the purple and gold. Brody Bowles in the corner, up top to Bubba Sohn. Bubba Sohn lobs it to the rim. Bowles went up for it, but Evan Schmidt slaps it away. Now the Tigers in transition. Bubba almost picked the pocket of Carter. Carter saves the basketball. Now across to Landon Ellis. He'll try a deep three-pointer and bury a deep three. Landon Ellis was 2 or 3 steps beyond the three-point line, and I thought he might make that pass instead. Tice Gunderson all the way to the rim. Tough lane to the basket, shot no good, and then a man-sized rebound inside from Colton Voss, who lays it in. Carter will try the three from the left side now. That's no good. And then a foul called against Spencer, trying to get after that rebound on the offensive glass. That foul's going to be called on Evan Johnson of Spencer, his second personal. And it is the 8th team foul on Spencer. And so Brody Bowles at the free throw line for HLP. I wonder if that's the reason why Brody Sohn goes by Bubba, since there's 2 Brodys in the same class. I never did get an explanation on that. Both are seniors. Might just be a nickname thing, though, because Bubba's brother was nicknamed Big Cat. Who knows? Free throw good from Brody Bowles on the first. And I see Big Cat in attendance here tonight, cheering on his brother. Brett Sohn is Big Cat's real name. I was struggling to think of his real name. Here's the three from Landon Ellis from the left side, and it is good. Landon Ellis for 3 from deep range, and Landon has gone 3 of 4 from long range. Now has 9 points. 22-12, Spencer's largest lead. Bubba Sohn passes on a decent look from 3. Gives it to Tice Gunderson. Gunderson guarded by Jimmy Slattery. Back to Brody Bowles for 3. That's good from the left side. And Harris Lake Park sees its first made three-pointer go through as Bowles knocks it down. He has 6 points. 22-15, Tigers lead by 7. Landon Ellis, 15-foot jump shot, good, as Landon is locked in, and jump shot looking good here early. Bowles lost the handle. Tigers come up with the steal. Jimmy Slattery pushes the pace, finds Landon in the lane. Wide open look for Carter, and it's nothing but nets from the left side. That's about as close to a practice set shot as you will see in a game situation. Everybody collapsed to the rim with Jimmy Slattery running the floor, and it allowed Carter to fill the lane on the wing, wide open for a three-point look. Brody Bowles at the free throw line. To Colton Voss. Euro step to the rim, but offline from the left side. Spencer gets the rebound through Evan Schmidt. Now Landon Ellis in transition to Jimmy. Shot fake for 3, and as he drives inside, foul called on Jaden Hodgel, the junior guard for Harris Lake Park. Hodgel called for the hand check. 1:28 left to play in the first half. Quick moving first half, 27-15. Spencer in front by 12. Jimmy Slattery at the free throw line. The Tigers have attempted 4 free throws here in the first half, but they've all been taken by Carter Petzenhauser. Jimmy's free throw is too strong. So no good, rebounded by Harris Lake Park. Brody Bowles hands off to Bubba Sohn. Back to Brody. Gets a ball screen from Tice Gunderson. Jump shot on the way and no good. Rebounded by Spencer. Tigers push the pace. HLP recovers. Now Landon Ellis. Across the lane. Kicks to Carter on the wing. In the corner for Evan Schmidt. He'll put the ball on the floor. Back down inside. Get to the rim, but left it short on the turnaround hook shot. Bubba with the ball in transition. Jimmy staying in front of him. Bubba off glass. Shot no good. Wild shot as Bubba was trying to draw the foul. Didn't get the call. Spencer runs the floor with Devin Dirks. Lost the handle for a moment. Gets it back, and now the Tigers slow it down with 42 seconds left to play in the first half. Spencer leading by a dozen, 27-15. Jimmy Slattery on the dribble. Probes the right side of the three-point line, now back to the left. Carter fakes the 3 after the pass. Gets to the rim, spins around Bubba, and lays it up and in. Met at the summit by Jackson Hykins, but again, Carter's going to elevate and finish. Now Hykins pulls up for the free throw line jumper. That grazes the front of the iron, no good. Spencer Tigers strong rebound. The quick pass ahead to Devin Dirks. 10 seconds left first half. Landon Ellis, Tigers lead by 14. 5 seconds left. Carter gets the ball one-on-one right now with Bubba. Passes on the wing to Landon. Step back 3 on the way, and it's short. As the second quarter comes to a close, just the second miss for Landon Ellis tonight. He's 4 of 6 shooting, has 11 points. Carter Petzenhauser with 12 to lead the Tigers at the halftime break. And at the half, it is Spencer 29, Harris Lake Park 15. A nice recovery by the Tigers after the Wolves jumped out to an 8-1 lead. Spencer outscoring HLP from that point on, 28-7. So again, our halftime score, Spencer 29, Harris Lake Park 15. We'll come back with our first half stats next here on KICD Radio. Tigers to get their feet under them in the first quarter, but once they started to get the offense in rhythm, were able to claw back into the game. Played some pretty good defense to stop Harris Lake Park from building up that lead in the first quarter when HLP jumped out to an 8-1 lead, and then the Tigers were able to strike back. I'm joined now on the halftime show by the head coach of the Spencer Tiger Girls, Coach Matt Stevenson, as the Tiger Girls earn a big win here tonight by a score of 79-5. And Coach Stevenson, there's a lot of things that we could talk about that the Tigers did well in this game here tonight, but something we mentioned in pregame, just the improved shooting from the Tigers, and it was on display again in this one here this evening.
Yeah, I mean, we've been working, a little bit harder as of late on our shooting, and more importantly, as far as driving the ball to the lane and then looking for good kickouts. I mean, we get a lot of good shots when we work the ball from, inside the lane out. They're able to step into their shots. I think they feel a little bit more comfortable. So, I think we had 7 threes tonight. Again, I was pleased with the way we shot it. I was pleased with just kind of the way we came out and took care of business from the start.
And that's the whole thing, is that, yes, Harris Lake Park, actually, you think back to it, had the first basket of the game. And so they jumped out to the 2-0 lead, and then the Tigers from that point on outscore HLP 79-3. And there was just points in this game where the Tigers were overwhelming Harris Lake Park with that pressure defense.
Yeah, I mean, that's what our goal is. We want to apply pressure. We want to put the offense into difficult situations and speed them up where they're going to have to make some decisions, last second, and typically that's going to end up in our favor. So, again, our talk before the game is we have to dictate the pace. Regardless of what the situation is, we've got to create our own energy tonight. We've got to play up to our potential, and to just go out and take care of business. And I think we did a very good job of that.
And there was no drop-off tonight when the Tiger starters came out of the game in the second half, and you kind of turned the game over to the Tiger bench. They responded in kind by really not allowing Harris Lake Park to get anything going.
Yeah, that was the second half, our defensive effort, the way we communicated, the way we were positioning ourselves, that's the type of defense that we need to play. And again, that second group that we had out there, they did a fantastic job of just getting after it on the defensive end and not giving in. I mean, it's easy in a game like that where you can, lose your mental focus and, allow some easy stuff, just falling asleep on defense. And we didn't allow that to happen, which is a really good sign to see.
Let's talk about some individual performances here tonight. I was really impressed with Matea Lowe shooting the basketball from long range. Is that a shot she's been able to knock down in practice?
Yeah, I mean, Matea, she's been working harder at her game, and when she's able to get her feet set, I mean, she can really shoot it. And having her make those shots in this game tonight, I mean, just giving her confidence going forward. She's one that we know she can compete at the varsity level, and I don't always, before I'm not so sure that she believed in herself, and I think now, she's starting to see, the effort that she puts in, and she gives us some different things. She's tough, but she can go play out in the perimeter. She rebounds well. So, I was really happy with what she did tonight.
Haley Behrens comes off the bench and scores 10. Is that a role that she's going to be able to fill all season, you think, where she gives some scoring punch off the bench?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Haley is a starter. I mean, she –
and minutes-wise, it probably equals out to that.
Yeah, minutes-wise, absolutely equals out to that. It's just, you got 5 starters, and we're going with what we have for right now. I think everybody's pretty comfortable in their role. And, again, Haley gives us something a little bit different when she comes in into the game. And we kind of switch our offense geared to give her opportunities to work down the post. And to be honest, I mean, she's one that can step out and shoot the ball a little bit too. That's something that we're going to keep talking to her to give it a look, because she's got a really nice shot. And she can play inside out for us.
And finally, Mcdermott handling the basketball a lot of the second half. I'm not sure I've seen a player that's that age, just a sophomore, but is so under control at all times.
Yeah, I mean, Mo, she's a playmaker. She does a lot of good things. She handles the ball pretty well. She's a really good passer, especially in the half-court set. She sees it, and she's one that's going to drive, and she's going to find the big down low or Or,
yeah, you want to play alongside Mo because she's going to find you.
Yeah, she's going to find you. And she, she's going to just get better and better with every game. And the big thing is we want her to pick up some things on the defensive end. But, offensively, she's about as polished of a player as we have.
All right, Coach, congratulations again on the big win. And no game tomorrow, but we'll talk to you before the matchup on Saturday.
Sounds good. Thanks, Mark.
Spencer Tiger girls get the victory by a final of 79-5 in the win here this evening. And Spencer improves to 2-1 on the early season. I know Coach Stevenson and the Tigers really happy with how things have gone here in the early going. Now for the Spencer Tiger boys at the halftime break, leading 29-15. Spencer in that first half shot it very well. 52% from the floor, 12 of 23, 4 of 9 from three-point range, 44%. Tigers will be frustrated with how free throws went, just 1 of 5 and 8 turnovers. I don't think Spencer will be too happy with that number either, but some things to clean up working into the second half. For the Harris Lake Park Wolves, 5 of 21 shooting, 24%, 1 of 7 from three-point range, 14%. And that's something the Wolves will need to see happen here in the third quarter, is see some shots go down, because they've been right there step for step with the Tigers for a lot of this game, but went into a little bit of a shooting slump in that second quarter. And Spencer took advantage of it as the Tigers outscored the Wolves 21-7 in the second quarter of play to build up this 14-point lead at the halftime break. Again, our score, 29-15. Spencer in front as both teams return to the floor for the start of the second half. Landon Ellis with 11 points in the first half. Carter Petzenhauser had 12. Jimmy Slattery with 2. Evan Johnson with 2. Evan Schmidt with 2 points. For the Harris Lake Park Wolves, Bubba Sohn, things have been slow as far as seeing the shots fall down on the offensive end. Bubba 1 of 7 from the floor, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Tice Gunderson with 2 points. Brody Bowles with 6 points. Colton Voss with 2 points. So both teams back from the locker room, ready for this third quarter to begin. And the Tigers will bring the starting 5 on the floor. Evan Schmidt, Carter Petzenhauser, Evan Johnson, Landon Ellis, and Owen Olson. For Harris Lake Park, it's Bubba Sohn, Colton Voss, Tice Gunderson, Brody Bowles, and Jackson Hykins. In the corner for Evan Johnson, looking in the post for Evan Schmidt. Evan going to work inside against Hykins, steps through, puts it up from close range, and it's just short off the right side, no good. Tigers trying to attack in the post early, got a decent look, but the shot wouldn't fall. Harris Lake Park now in the half-court offense. This is what Coach Sohn in the pregame interview identified as a worrisome spot for his team in the early portion of the season. He's not real comfortable with where they're at on the half-court offense, and a traveling violation called against Brody Bowles as he tried to penetrate into the lane. Picked up the basketball, went to make the pass, and all of a sudden the passing lane was no longer there. 8th turnover for Harris Lake Park. Spencer with the basketball in the hands of Landon Ellis. Landon will bring it to the right side of the three-point arc. Passes to Owen Olson. In the post for Evan Schmidt. Evan backs down Hykins and lays it in. Evan Schmidt using the size and strength advantage that time as Jackson Hykins unable to keep him away from the rim. Now Bubba Sohn with the basketball to Tice Gunderson. Wide open look for 3. Too strong. Carter Petzenhauser has it slip through his hands, and Brody Bowles will recover it in the corner. That ball shot out of Carter's hands like it was greased up. Now a throwaway by HLP. Owen Olson gets the steal. Bubba takes it right back and will lay it up at the other end, and it's good. Bubba Sohn with the smooth takeaway as Owen Olson got the steal near midcourt, had his eyes up looking down the floor, and Bubba just snuck in and took it away. Carter Petzenhauser now with it, gets in the lane, tries the runner. No good as he was leaning to his right. That wouldn't fall. Just the third miss for Carter from the floor here tonight. 31-17 Spencer with 6:19 left to play in the third. Across the floor to Tice Gunderson. Now back to Brody Bowles in the corner. Back up top with Tice. Tice gets to the free throw line. He'll try the runner and hit it, and he's fouled. Tice Gunderson going into the bag of tricks with a sweet teardrop runner from the right side of the lane. Really, he was just inside the elbow. It's almost like a 13-foot shot. Not an easy shot by any means. And now Tice at the free throw line connects on the free throw. Tice Gunderson with 5 points. 31-20. Spencer leads by 11. Evan Schmidt to Evan Johnson. In the corner for Owen Olson. He'll try the three and bury the three. Owen Olson sees his first made shot go through. And the Tiger lead back to 14, 34-20, purple and gold. Jackson Hykins to Brody Bowles. Made a tough catch. Now Bubba Sohn in the middle of the floor. Landon Ellis moving his feet, staying in front. Back to Tice Gunderson, looking inside for Voss. Carter Petzenhauser gets the steal. Ahead to Landon Ellis in transition. Landon hangs in the air and is fouled. Shot wouldn't go, but Landon will have 2 free throws. Good defense again by the Tigers, shuffling the feet quickly to get into passing lanes. Tice Gunderson, I was right in line with him where he was making the pass. It was certainly there, but the door closed just so quickly as Carter slid across to get in the passing lane and make the steal. As Landon Ellis watches his first free throw go through. Landon's shot has looked really pure here tonight. He now has 12 points, 4 of 6 shooting from the floor, 1 of 1 at the free throw line. Make it 2 of 2 as he connects on the second. 5:30 left to play, third quarter. Spencer leads 36-20. Bubba Sohn, a couple of hesitation dribbles, brings it into the front court, now picks up his dribble just beyond the three-point line. To Tice Gunderson, across the floor to Brody Bowles, inside to Jackson Hykins, and had his shot at least affected by the Tiger hands in his way, couldn't get it to go. Now Evan Schmidt at the top of the three-point line, backing down the right side of the lane, bowls his way to the rim and lays it in. Evan Schmidt that time said he was not going to be denied on his path to the basket. Jackson Hykins, unfortunately, drawing the tough assignment of trying to slow him down. Three-pointer no good from Bubba. Evan Schmidt the rebound. He pushes the pace to Carter, lays it up, and he is fouled. Carter Petzenhauser going to the free throw line, fouled by his good friend Bubba Sohn. Those two have played traveling team basketball. I asked his dad, Jeff Sohn, today how long they've been playing together. He said about probably 7 or 8, maybe even 9 years together. Free throw is up from Carter on the first, and it is no good. Carter has struggled with his free throws here tonight, just 1 of 5, does have 12 points. And Bubba Sohn will get a breather over on the sideline, as will Brody Bowles. On that same traveling team, by the way, Lucas Lorenzen from Okoboji. I want to talk about a three-headed monster there with Carter Petzenhauser, Bubba Sohn, and Lucas Lorenzen. 3 very good basketball players on the same team. Second free throw from Carter is good. And now Harris Lake Park very loose with the basketball. Tigers get the steal, and then Owen Olson goes to the Euro step in the lane, collides with the defender, and an offensive foul called against Owen. And I think he was a little hard done by there on that call, as he did not really collide with the defender with his body. It was more his arms than the basketball as he was making that Euro step around the HLP player. Either way, it's the 10th Tiger turnover tonight as Harris Lake Park quickly brings Bubba Sohn back into the game. That was not much of a breather at all. Now Jaden Hodgel in the corner. 39-20, Spencer in front. 4:26 left to play third quarter. Defensive foul called against the Tigers trying to go for the steal. Foul called on Landon Ellis. That is his second. Inbounds pass now for HLP right in front of the scorer's table. Into Bubba Sohn, guarded by Riley DeWitt. Bubba to Tice Gunderson on the wing. Back to Bubba on the right arc. Looking inside for Robinson. That's not there. Pulls up from the elbow, and Bubba's line drive jumper rims out no good. Spencer the rebound. Owen Olson. Back to Landon Ellis. Guarded by Tice Gunderson at the top of the arc. Passes to Devin Dirks on the right side. Devin yet to attempt a shot in this one. Now Riley DeWitt. Riley turns the corner, down the lane, to the basket, lays it in with the left hand, and he is fouled. And Riley DeWitt will go to the free throw line for a chance now with the three-point play. Riley DeWitt steps up to the free throw line now with a chance at the foul shot. First shot attempt of the game for Riley on that layup with the left hand. The free throw is no good, and then the ball tipped out by a Spencer player. but recovered by HLP in the backcourt. And now diving after it on the floor is Riley DeWitt. Riley got to it, and a jump ball is the call. Coming over to tie up Riley was Bubba Sohn. And it's now 41-20 Spencer, with HLP set to inbound the basketball. Landon Ellis will come out of the game, gives a high five to everyone over on the Tiger bench. Inbounds pass now for Harris Lake Park. The Wolves down by 21. 3:42 left to play in the third. Brody Bowles on the left wing. Up top to Colton Voss, and as he makes the pass, goes out of play. So a turnover for Harris Lake Park. Spencer Tigers will get the basketball back, but first a timeout on the floor with 3:37 left to play in the third. Spencer 41, Harris Lake Park 20 on News Radio 102.5 and AM 1240 KICD.
Hi.
(41-20), the Spencer Tigers with the lead. 3:37 left to play in the third quarter. And the Spencer Tigers to inbound the basketball in the backcourt. Inbounds pass from Tigers' Derek Huss into Riley DeWitt. Now Riley turns the corner, goes baseline. Opposite corner for Jimmy Slattery, back up top with Carter Petznauser. Back to Jimmy again on the left wing. Jimmy gets inside, sets up Derek Huss underneath the rim. Derek back out to Carter, but a travel called. And it will be Harris Lake Park basketball. .310 left to play in the third quarter. Spencer leads 41-20. On the right wing with the basketball is Bubba Sohn. Bubba gets in the lane, lays it off for Colton Voss, but a foul called beforehand as Bubba Sohn collides with the Spencer Tiger defender. And just as he was making that pass, offensive foul called beforehand, and that's going to be the third personal on Bubba Sohn. Right now, the official going over to the Harris Lake Park fans and talking to the HLP fans, not happy with something that was said, but okay. So the other official comes over to clear things up, and now we're ready to go with 3:02 left to play in the third quarter. Spencer 41, Harris Lake Park 20. The Tigers inbound the basketball to Riley DeWitt. He brings it up the right side of the floor to Carter Petznauser. Carter in the post to Derek Huss. Huss, the spin around hook shot, that won't go. Ball loose, picked up by HLP. Bubba Sohn brings it across the timeline. Now Brody Bowles from distance. His three is no good. There's a fight for the board. And a foul called against Harris Lake Park. So it will be Spencer Tiger ball after that foul called. And the Tigers take over with Riley DeWitt bringing it up the left side of the floor. Riley gets underneath the basket, back to Derek Huss. Derek goes up for the shot, has it blocked. And HLP comes up with the loose ball. 41-20, Tigers lead. 2:24 left to play in the third. Bubba Sohn gets all the way inside, goes up against the contact of the defense and lays it in, and now Bubba up to 8 points. Devin Dirks for Spencer. Nearly lost the handle, recontrols, gets in the lane. Passes to Carter in the corner. Carter turns and picks it up, gets to the right elbow, spins, backs down, goes to the rim. Shot challenged, no good, but he's fouled, and will go to the free throw line for two. So the foul called on Harris Lake Park right at the rim. It is the third personal on Colton Voss. And Carter is now at the free throw line for 2 shots. 13 points in the game thus far. First free throw is on the way, and it is good. 42-22, Spencer leads by 20. Harris Lake Park will make the substitution with Voss leaving the game. Jackson Heikens coming back in. Also Tice Gunderson back on the floor for the Harris Lake Park team. Landon Ellis will replace Devin Dirks, and now we're all set. Carter Petzenhauser lines up his second free throw. Shot on the way, and it's good. 4 for 8 at the line for Carter tonight. 43-22, Spencer leads. Riley DeWitt picks up Bubba Sohn at midcourt. 1:50 left to play, third quarter. Bubba gets in the lane, has it taken away by Jimmy Slattery almost, but holds on to it, gives it up to Tice Gunderson. Now on the dribble, Jaden Hodgel. Hodgel to Sohn, to Brody Bowles on the right side. Brody directing some traffic. Now back to the left side of the floor and Tice Gunderson. Bubba Sohn comes off a screen. Carter gets around the screen and stays with him. Bubba down the lane, uses the shot fake, gets Carter in the air, and draws the foul. That was crafty from the senior guard, Bubba Sohn. He will get to the free throw line now for 2 shots. That foul called on Carter Petzenhauser is his first. And Bubba now at the free throw line for a pair of free throws. The first shot is good. And that is the 1,000th point for Bubba Sohn. So a pause in the game for everybody to get on their feet and give a round of applause to Bubba. Big congratulations to the senior guard for Harris Lake Park. Scoring his 1,000th point, a huge milestone in any high school basketball career. And the Tiger fans joining in on that round of applause, so that's great to see. And now Bubba will line up the second free throw, and it's good. So Bubba Sohn on his 9th point of the game gets to 1,000, and with the second free throw makes it 1,001. 1:20 left to play in the third quarter. Spencer Tigers with the ball, leading 43-24, and as Jimmy Slattery tried to turn the corner, he was grabbed onto. There's a hold called against Harris Lake Park. And now that is the 7th team foul on HLP. Spencer Tigers are in the bonus, and it will be Jimmy stepping to the line for a 1-and-1. Free throw is up and around the rim and through for Jimmy Slattery. Jimmy with 3 points in the game now, made a three-pointer against Sioux City East off the bench the other night. Second free throw is up and good. Jimmy knocks down both. He has 4 points, and it's 45-24. Spencer Tigers with 1:10 left to play in the third quarter. In the corner for Brody Bowles, tried to pass it to Hodgel. Got by him, but Bubba Sohn saved it, and then Bubba throws it away as he tries to set up Heikens at the rim. Carter to Evan Schmidt in transition, lays it in as he's fouled. The big man running the floor for the Tigers, and Carter Petzenhauser rewards him with the assist. Evan Schmidt probably going to be able to run the floor just about as well as any big in the conference this year, in the Lakes Conference. His free throw no good. Has 8 points in the game now, does Evan. 47-24, Tigers lead by 23. 45 seconds left to play, third quarter. Tice Gunderson gets inside, uses his body and lays it in, but a travel called beforehand against Tice Gunderson. Thought that looked like a pretty good take by Tice, but wave off the basket because of the travel. Spencer will have the ball with 44 seconds left to play in the third quarter. And the Tigers leading on the scoreboard 47-24. Carter Petzenhauser with the basketball in the corner. Thought about the three, now looking in the post for Evan Schmidt. Evan turns and faces, gets into the lane. Comes to a stop, back out to Landon Ellis. Landon drives and dishes to Jimmy Slattery, back to Landon. To Riley DeWitt. Riley brings it to the right side of the floor, hands it off to Carter for three. Short on the three-pointer. Evan Schmidt going to be called for a push as he cleared out the defender and trying to get to the rebound. And for Evan, that's going to be, I believe, his second personal. Carter Petzenhauser misfiring on that three-pointer. Does have 15 points in the game, but has made just 1 3 tonight. Shot no good for HLP. Tigers tried to run the floor, and an interception by the Harris Lake Park defense. 1 second left. Tice Gunderson lets it go, and it is no good as Tice had to shoot the long three-pointer, and it comes up short. Third quarter comes to a close. Spencer leads 47-24 on News Radio 102.5 and AM 1240 KICD. Start of the fourth quarter from the Fieldhouse in Spencer, where the Spencer Tigers lead the Harris Lake Park Wolves by a score of 47-24. And the Spencer Tigers will be defending to start here in the fourth. Harris Lake Park to inbound the basketball momentarily. Jackson Hykins ready to make the inbounds pass to Bubba Sohn. Bubba will walk the ball up the floor and get into the half-court offense. Now looking inside is Bubba. And a push foul called against Spencer's Derek Huss. Going to pick up the foul. Derek with his third personal. 7 minutes and 50 seconds left to play. Derek Huss, Devin Dirks, Owen Olson, Evan Johnson, and Davis Hogue on the floor for Spencer to start the fourth. Tice Gunderson to Jackson Hykins at the free throw line, and as he started to drive, called for the travel. Tiger basketball with 7:42 left to play. Spencer in front by 23. Owen Olson at midcourt. Passes to Derek Huss. Deflected, but the Tigers save it. Now Evan Johnson in the corner for Davis Hogue. Hogue back to Olson. Now Evan Johnson open for three on the right side. That's too strong. Rebounded by Owen Olson. Owen passes it back to Evan Johnson in the middle of the floor. Olson looking for Huss. Now back to the corner and Devin Dirks. Davis Hogue comes to get it at the right elbow extended. Now trying to back down, turns, faces, shoots. Good looking shot, but it's no good. And rebounded by Harris Lake Park's Colton Voss. Now inside, Bubba Sohn with the tough shot at the rim. No good. Voss the offensive rebound, and he's fouled on his putback. Colton Voss, in our pregame interview, you heard Coach Sohn talking about him and getting excited, saying a big, wide body, and he means that in a good way. Colton Voss, some broad shoulders and showing some strength inside here tonight. Free throw is up and good. For Voss, he will get another free throw attempt. The shot on the way, off the front iron, rebounded by Derek Huss. Spencer ball, Owen Olson up the left wing. Olson on the dribble, passes to the middle of the floor and Evan Johnson. Now Devin Dirks on the right wing. Dirks gets a screen. Back to Johnson in the corner. Johnson in the lane to Olson for three. No good. Rebounded by Jackson Heikens. Owen Olson 1 of 3 from three-point range here tonight. 47-25, Harris Lake Park with the basketball. In the corner, Jackson Heikens. Up top to Tice Gunderson. Gunderson reverses it to Brody Bowles. Bowles gets to the right elbow. Now to Bubba Sohn at the top of the arc. Bubba will try the three. That's offline. Rebounded by Colton Voss momentarily, but it's through his hands, and the Tigers take over. Evan Johnson on the dribble. Gets inside the three-point line. Has it stripped by Brody Bowles. Bowles coming the other way. Doesn't have numbers and throws it away. Owen Olson gets the steal. Owen with his head up. Gets to the free throw line. Pulls up for the jump shot and drops it in. Just inside the free throw line. About a 12-foot jump shot for Owen Olson with 5:50 left to play in the fourth quarter. Harris Lake Park to bring in a couple of subs at the next dead ball. Voss to Tice Gunderson. Now to Voss again. Turns and goes up for the shot and is bumped, lost the basketball and fouled. And Colton Voss will go to the free throw line for Harris Lake Park. Wolves still in the bonus with 8 team fouls now for Spencer. Voss lines up the free throw. Actually, it's a 2-shot foul. They said he was in the act of shooting. First free throw good for Voss. 2 for 3 at the line for Colton. And now a quadruple substitution for Spencer. Dirks, Huss, Johnson, and Hogue check out of the game. Owen Olson stays on the floor, and rejoining him, Jimmy Slattery, Landon Ellis, Carter Petzenhauser, and Evan Schmidt. Second free throw good from Voss as he knocks down a pair. 5 points now for the Harris Lake Park big man. Coming into the game for the first time tonight, Carson Hellinga. Here's Owen Olson at the top of the three-point line. Passes on the left wing to Evan Schmidt. Now Jimmy Slattery to Landon Ellis for a deep three-pointer, and it's good. Landon is filling it up here tonight. 16 points for Landon. He has been ultra efficient. 5 of 7 from the floor, 2 of 2 at the free throw line. Cutting into the paint is Hodgel. Kick out for 3 for Bubba Sohn, and it's good. Bubba Sohn with the three-pointer now has 13 points in the game. Carter Petzenhauser trying to return the favor at the other end, gets to the rim and is fouled. And he and Bubba share a little bit of a exchange of words. As Carter goes to the free throw line now for 2 foul shots. First free throw on the way for Petzenhauser is no good, and Carter at the end of this one not going to be real happy with the way he shot free throws tonight. 4 of 9 at the line. Started off the game just 1 of 4 at the free throw line, and I think that kind of got things off on the bad foot for free throw purposes. Second free throw good for Carter. He has 16 points, and it's 53-30. Spencer with the 23-point lead, 4:40 left to play. Hellinga to Bowles. Now coming to get it is Hodgel. He'll try the 3. That rims out no good. Olson skying for the rebound is pushed. Foul called against Harris Lake Park. So after that pushing foul, it's going to be free throws for Spencer. Harris Lake Park now with 10 team fouls and the Tigers in the double bonus. So it will be Landon Ellis's turn to step up to the free throw line. Landon has gone 2 for 2 at the line tonight. 4:38 left to play. Lines up the first, and the free throw is good. 3 for 3 at the line for Landon. 5 of 7 from the floor. 4 of 6 from three-point range. Second free throw for Ellis. No good. Hellinga flies in for the rebound. And now up ahead to Brody Bowles. Bowles trying to push the issue. Gets inside. Had his path restricted and turns and fires it out to Tice Gunderson. Tice to Hodgel. Now Bowles down the lane. Tries the runner. Pretty move, but couldn't get the finish. Tigers with the rebound through Landon Ellis. Landon running the offense. Hands it off to Evan Schmidt. Evan passed to Carter, but Carter had already vacated the area, and the pass ends up in the hands of the Tiger bench mob. Will be the 13th turnover for the Tigers. And 5 new Spencer players to come into the game. It will be Riley DeWitt, Devin Dirks, Derek Huss, Davis Hogue, and Campbell Wessels will head to the floor for the first time here tonight. Campbell Wessels, a 5'9" junior. Inbounds pass for HLP. Tice Gunderson handling the basketball. No Bubba Sohn on the floor over the past couple of minutes. Getting a breather. 3:59 left to play. Tice Gunderson to Brody Bowles at the free throw line. Back to Jaden Hodgel. Tice Gunderson again at the top of the arc. To the right wing and Brody Bowles. 25 feet from the basket. Jaden Hodgel down the right side of the lane. Gets to the rim and lays it in. Jaden Hodgel with his first field goal of the game, his first 2 points. And now it's Riley DeWitt with the basketball for the purple and gold. To Davis Hogue in the short corner. Campbell Wessels, his first touch. Now Devin Dirks. Devin with a lane to the basket, lays it up, and it's good. Nice drive to the basket from Devin. 6'2" junior with his first points of the game. 56-32, Spencer Tigers. Hellinga on the wing, lobs it inside. The step through. And now the jumper from close range for Bowles. That won't fall. And then the ball caroms out of bounds. Last touch by a HLP player. Spencer will have it. Derek Huss will make the inbounds pass. Last time these two teams played, 2013. Spencer winning that matchup 51-49. Here's Davis Hogue to Campbell Wessels. Wessels penetrates, gets to the rim, lays it up, and he is fouled. Strong drive by Campbell Wessels, and he earns a trip to the free throw line for 2 shots. Campbell Wessels will step up to the line with 2:54 left to play in the fourth quarter. Tigers leading by 24. Wessels lines up the free throw. The lefty lets it go, and it is good. Both Campbell and Riley DeWitt left-handed. They're both on the floor right now. That gives the backcourt a different look, especially with 2 lefties out there at the same time. Second free throw from Wessels. This time too strong. Rebounded by Harris Lake Park. And now the Wolves have it with 2:48 left to play. Spencer leading 57-32. Tice Gunderson comes to get the basketball. He's guarded by Riley DeWitt. Now to the top of the arc, and Hodgel. Nice cut by Jackson Hykins. Makes the catch in the lane, kicks it out to Tice. Gunderson's 3 is too strong. And the rebound tracked down in the corner by Devin Dirks. Now to Riley DeWitt, up ahead to Campbell Wessels. In the post for Derek Huss, he lays it up, he's fouled. And will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Or no, a travel called before the shot attempt by Derek. 57-32, Spencer leads. 2:20 left to play in the fourth quarter. And Harris Lake Park inbounding the basketball to Tice Gunderson. Gunderson will bring it to the left side of the three-point arc. Now back up top. Harris Lake Park took an early lead in this game, 8-1, but once the Tigers recovered from that early push by Harris Lake Park, the Tigers have controlled this game after tying it up 8-8, and then Spencer went on an 18-0 run as part of that, getting back to the 8-8 mark. Tice Gunderson penetrates inside and hits a tough hanging shot. Spencer tries to respond with a baseline drive from Davis Hogue, and what a reverse lay-in by Davis. Nice finish as he glides down the baseline. Hogue gets on the scoreboard. 59-34, Spencer with 1:29 left to play. Jaden Hodgel gets to the right elbow. A whistle and a travel called by the official closest to the play. Spencer will take over once again after the giveaway. Now in the corner, Davis Hogue. Davis pulls up from close range. And the ball bouncing around. And a foul called. It will be Spencer Tiger ball. Harris Lake Park steps up to the free throw line now for a pair of foul shots. First free throw is good. 59-35, Spencer in front. Carson Hellinga comes back into the game as Jackson Hykins checks out. Second free throw, up and no good. Spencer with the rebound. Riley DeWitt pushes it ahead. Passes in the corner for Devin Dirks. Tigers lead 59-35 as Derek Huss is called for the travel on the left block, trying to post up inside and I think took just a little bit of a hop with the basketball. 14th Tiger turnover. 65 seconds left to play. 59-35 Tigers. Basketball in the hands of Jaden Hodgel for Harris Lake Park. Hodgel back to Cam Larson, who's come into the game. Now Hellinga. Left side of the floor, Hodgel, 44 seconds left. Tigers lead by 24. Hodgel trying to drive, stopped by Devin Dirks. Up top now with Carson Hellinga. Riley DeWitt goes for the steal, almost got it. Tice Gunderson saves it for Harris Lake Park from going in the backcourt. 26 seconds left to play. Campbell Wessel's almost knocking it away from the HLP ball handler. Still alive, and the ball finally goes out of bounds, last touched by the Wolves on the baseline. Spencer Tiger ball. Tice Gunderson to inbound it, or I should say Harris Lake Park ball. Tice Gunderson to inbound it. Gets it into Cam Larson. 16 seconds left to play. Hellinga in the corner. Now Tice Gunderson lobs it up top. Jumper on the way, no good. Fight for the rebound in front of the HLP bench. And the basketball will be staying with Harris Lake Park. Jaden Hodgel to inbound it momentarily. Claps his hands on the basketball. Ready to make the inbounds pass. Gets it into Tice Gunderson with 4 seconds left. Hellinga looks at the clock and will not get the shot away in time as the buzzer sounds. Spencer Tigers earn the victory over the Harris Lake Park Wolves by a final score of 59-35. Harris Lake Park jumping out to an 8-1 lead early on, but from that point on, the Spencer Tigers outscored the Wolves in a big way and earned the victory 59-35. Coming up next, it's the Spencer Tiger postgame show on News Radio 102.5 and AM 1240 KICD. Final score in game number 2 tonight from the Fieldhouse in Spencer. The Spencer Tigers defeat the Harris Lake Park Wolves by a score of 59-35. Let's take a look at the game stats now for the Spencer Tigers, who started the game off shooting the ball very well. 12 of 23, 52% in the first half. 4 of 9 from three-point range, 44%. In the second half, Spencer was 12 of 17 from the floor. And for the game, the Tigers go 24 of 40, 60%, 6 of 14 from three-point range, 43%. And the Spencer Tigers at the free throw line went 11 of 21, 52%. For the Harris Lake Park Wolves, 5 of 21 in the first half, 24%. Second half, 6 of 19, 32%. For the game, 11 of 40, 28% shooting. At the three-point line, 2 of 11 for 18% shooting. And at the free throw line, 10 of 13 for Harris Lake Park, 77%. The Tigers will not be happy with the free throw shooting here tonight, just 11 of 21, 52%. And Spencer with 14 turnovers unofficially. Harris Lake Park had 13. Harris Lake Park jumped out to the early 8-1 lead. The Tigers would tie things up at the end of the first quarter, 8-8. In the second quarter, Spencer outscored Harris Lake Park 21-7 as the Tigers led 29-15 at the halftime break. And then in the third quarter, Spencer outscored HLP 18-9. Tigers outscored the Wolves 12-11 in the fourth to earn the victory 59-35. With the win, the Spencer Tigers improved to 2-0. Harris Lake Park falls to 1-1. When we come back, we'll take a look at our individual scoring stats from the game tonight. That's coming up on the Tiger Postgame Show. Again, our final, Spencer 59, Harris Lake Park 35, here on KICD Radio.
Since 19
Final score in Game 2 tonight. Spencer Tigers earned the victory over HLP 59-35. Leading scorer for Spencer tonight was Carter Petzenhauser, who finished with 16 points in total. Actually, Landon Ellis was the leading scorer. He finished with 17, Carter with 16. Jimmy Slattery had 4 points, Evan Johnson with 2, Davis Hogue with 2. 2 points for Devin Dirks, 5 for Owen Olson, Campbell Wessels with 1, Evan Schmidt getting things going in the second half, finishes with 8 points. Bubba Sohn had 13 points here tonight for Harris Lake Park in the game in which he scored his 1,000th point. Congratulations to Bubba. Brody Bowles finished with 7 points. Colton Voss had 4. And Tice Gunderson also with 7. I'm joined now on the post-game show by Corey Petzenhauser, the head coach of the Tigers. Coach Petzenhauser, we talked about it before the season even began, the weird atmosphere that's going to be persisting all season long in gymnasiums, and it kind of was a strange atmosphere in this one to start things with, and Harris Lake Park kind of got things going and jumped out to an 8-1 lead. What did the Tigers need to do to find that response to come back against the Wolves?
Well, I think we made a switch defensively, and we went to our matchup zone, and that was able to kind of increase our intensity a little bit. We just didn't have the energy and the focus tonight coming out to start, and that's my fault. I got to do a better job of getting guys prepared, and I just told them in the locker room, everybody's learning with this team. You got to learn how to handle different situations, and last night in practice we went a little bit lighter because we've got 5 games in 8 days, and I'm looking for different times to try to give them a little extra rest and not really, tire their legs every single day, all day long, and it didn't work for us. So, we learned from that. We'll make an adjustment tomorrow. We'll go back to our normal practice routine, and I would anticipate we'd have much better start on Saturday.
And despite that 8-1 start for HLP, you look at it for the rest of the way, the Tigers limit Harris Lake Park to 35 points. Is that something you're going to take away from this one, that on the whole the Tigers ended up playing a good defensive game?
Yeah. Anytime that you can hold the team, under 40, you've got to be ecstatic about that, which, after, being down 8-1, you basically double them up the rest of the game. So, yeah, there's certainly areas and things that we did much better the last 3.5 quarters. Just that the first 4 minutes of the game we were just didn't have it, and we've got to do a better job.
And some juice off the bench defensively as well, as you brought in Jimmy Slattery and then also Riley DeWitt, who I thought really caused some problems for the guards of HLP.
Yeah, and that's really one of the things, and I thought Riley did a really nice job on Tuesday night with that. I thought defensively he really was the key, and tonight he's I think Riley really understands his role. He's the energy guy for us off the bench. Owen's kind of our energy guy that's in the starting lineup, and so he does a really good job when he comes in, and he just Riley understands obviously being a coach's kid how the game should be played, and he's a consummate point guard. He'll get guys where they need to be and does a really nice job.
And that we saw that a lot of tonight from all of the Tigers, a great job of driving, drawing defenders, and then dishing it.
Yes, yeah, and we talked about that. I think we shot the ball very well from the perimeter Tuesday night. We were 36 or 37% from the arc, but we took more threes than we did twos, and some of those the other night I thought were contested or maybe, a step or two deeper than what they needed to be. And I thought we really did a nice job tonight of getting the ball into the paint and then, kicking it out. And those are the types of threes that we want, coming off of a dribble penetration or a post up into a kick out. And, those are ones that guys can be comfortable stepping in and knocking down.
And I think the one negative maybe tonight, possibly free throws, but that might come back to this game being a little stop-start. Didn't really have a great rhythm.
Yeah, that's, free throw shooting so much that is, your mental approach. And, yeah, we just weren't mentally ready to go right away. So, yeah, I think, I think we'll have guys that'll respond to that for sure.
And a big shout-out. That's a good Harris Lake Park team. They're going to win a lot of games this year, but 1,000 points for Bubba here tonight. That's a big milestone.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for anybody to reach that in their high school career, it takes, certainly a lot of time spent on their own, not in the gym in front of fans, and just a lot of work. And, I've known, Bubba since we came to town 11 years ago, and he's been a gym rat his whole life, and he's certainly one of the toughest competitors that we'll play, and that's no doubt about that.
Well, congratulations on the win and improving to 2-0. We'll talk to you before the matchup on Saturday.
Okay, thank you.
Spencer Tigers get the victory in game number 2, 59-35. The Tiger girls winning the first game here tonight, 79-5. That's going to do it for our coverage of Spencer Tiger basketball for this Thursday evening. A little bit strange to be talking about Thursday evening, but that's the early portion schedule. A lot of games in a short amount of time for the Tigers. Next up, Saturday, we will have 3:30 tip-off of the girls' game against Sioux Central here at the Fieldhouse, with the boys' game to follow on KICD. For Brian Schmidt back at the KICD studios, I'm Mark Magnuson. You've been listening to Tiger Basketball on News Radio 102.5 and AM 1240 KICD.